Hi guys, what are you doing? Sorry about the lighting in here. It's not perfect. Maybe I could. Let me turn the light on for you. Let's see if this. No, that bulb is dead. Bulb is dead. So this is what you get. Because does it really matter? The world has again informed me that my life has no meaning or value. If I were not to exist on this realm, it wouldn't matter at all. I considered for a while. I was like, what is the use of life? And it just becomes more and more obvious and clear that without me existing at all, the world is just the same. I'm not helping the world as much as I thought I was. Nope. I've been informed again that I am not a valuable asset to whatever this planet is. You know, what's very worthwhile is the TV, the news, the media, getting a jab from some I don't know, one of these corporations that sells drugs. That's important. That's very important. Those things are. Everything the news says is very important. However, I have nothing to offer any of you. Not a damn one of you. It may seem as though I'm just playing Depeche Mode and being depressive. No. I'm just telling you, it's been fun. It's been a good go, but I don't know. There's not really much of use for me here at all. I'm sure this is why I don't live in a high rise with an elevator, because I would just probably jump out the window. No, actually, I wouldn't do that. That'd be a see. There's not enough escape buttons, escape routes to life. Life is a big, dumb, bumbling pile of shit to me. Like, it just as a totality. Like, have you ever not done anything wrong, and then you get insulted for it? Like, you literally didn't do anything that was inappropriate, wrong, rude. Sure, in life you are an idiot sometimes. Everyone. We can just go, give ourselves like a little tap on the back and say you've been a fool sometimes. Yes, but in the moment you're like, hey, I'm gonna put my best dress on, and I'm going to act absolutely, and just because. If this was Tupac, it was like me against the world. Like, the world wins. I give up. There's nothing to do. There's nothing I can do to help anyone. I'm a complete moron. I'm an idiot. I'm a fool, right? Is that the appropriate answer? Then no, you're not that. But let me just kick you while you're down. Like, okay, cool. Hey, happy. Oh, also happy motherfucking birthday to me. Happy birthday. Good job. Way to get this far. I would if I knew the result of the game was anything like this, like if coming to this life, this world, this thing, this whole whatever, it's a ball that's spinning around in orbit, and the sun, even though it appears we're on a realm, and no, it's a ball, and we went to the moon, and all that, yep. And obviously there's a what do they call it, the pandemic. There's that, the teddy bears that are running around jabbing each other with heroin needles and like whatever. I don't know why I didn't do it. I should have thought about this earlier. I should have considered this idea earlier. If I just do the drugs that everybody else is doing together, you just, whatever. Just let's get all toed up on some I don't know what's the choice drug these days. People, there's actually people out there that have made videos singing songs about getting one of the 6 different what I don't even know what you call them anyway. They just get stabbed in the arm with some. I mean, why do they do it in the arm? Couldn't they just do it right in your butthole? Oh, they do it in the butthole too, and then in the arm, and then in the whatever. Just I don't know. That was the smart move. That's the good idea. Just go do that, and that's what everybody else is doing. you know, everybody's a fucking junkie. That's a junkie. Yes, everybody has. See, I used to give this talk in a very positive light about everybody has their addictions, and there's a cohabitation of the way people live and what they consume. Everybody's a consumer of something, but the amount of I just didn't realize how much people love to eat shit. I didn't know that was a thing, and now I've come to see that everybody they'd rather eat shit than know something, than know the truth, to even participate in the world in any meaningful way. Like, people just like to eat shit. They're just like, scrape shit up and eat it. And I'm like, hey, you don't have to eat shit. I cook you a good meal. No, they don't want the good meal. They don't want to hear anything that's positive and enlightening. You can't be too considerate and loving, and it doesn't work for everyone. It doesn't. It's a what do you? There's a reason Floyd Mayweather Jr. has never lost a fight. Oh, I mean, because boxing is rigged. I'll give you that much. But no, I'll tell you that. Nobody for a second wants to know that. Nobody wants to know about how boxing is rigged. So here's the thing: is even though sports are rigged completely, you'd have to be. It's kind of like watching wrestling. You ever watch a WWF, WWE? What do they call it now? You ever see it? It's completely obviously not real. It's real. Like, would you want to fight one of those dudes? No. Are they jumping off the top rope? Yes. When they punch each other in the face, are they punching each other in the face? No. Okay. If you still believe that, you still believe that all of sports are not some sort of drama class. I mean, the world is a giant shit show of fuckery, and if you try not to be involved in the fuckery, if you try to go, no, it's like this, and hey, look at the here's the world, it's just so pretty. Look at how beautiful this is. You can't literally tell anyone that they're beautiful. You can't. It's too obvious. Just go, no, you're look at you. You are something else. Why dare do these things? Don't be impressed or intrigued by things because everybody's just acting out a bunch of bullshit in this world. There's no true love. True love will not find, as Daniel Johnston said, true love will find you in the end. No. You know, go look up Daniel Johnston, see where he is right now. When he was a child, his parents were very religious, and he had extreme. See, I don't want to say autism, but he was completely bizarre. He would have been the kind of kid you just like, whoa, this dude's weird. And then you hear you find out his parents were, and you're like, oh, they fucked him up, and he lived in a small town today. And then look at him right now. Go look up Daniel Johnston, and look what he looks like in his old life. You're like, there's no way that's the same person, except for the person is completely they're not. they're not from this realm, and I feel bad that that person had to come to Earth. Earth is not a good place for anyone. No, it's fucking stupid. It's the stupidest thing. Like it's like if you were to say, I want to get a plane ticket to somewhere. Well, name a place. And the reason that you chose to go there would be because you got a brochure and you read through the brochure and it was like, here is what the world is. Here's what the city is. And you're like, wow, doesn't that look beautiful? It says all these wonderful things, and then you get there, it's like, instead of going to I don't know, where would you go? Like Egypt, Thailand, Italy. I don't know. These places that you look at. It's like your brochure says it's beautiful, but when you get there, it's like the plane crashes. You jump out. You don't have a parachute. You land. Luckily, you land in a garbage can, and you scrape yourself out, and everybody's like, "Look at this piece of shit." That's like getting on. I could do a longer version of that joke, but it's not a joke. The Earth wins. The whole, like, I don't. I'm a wildly, like, if there was Earth versus, like, I'm not even second. I'm third, fourth, fifth. I don't even fucking care. This place is Earth is just. It's not like a challenge. It's just you wouldn't. I wouldn't send my worst enemy to Earth to deal with people that how people, like, you ever get in an argument with someone, but except you're not arguing, they're just arguing with themselves over nothing, and then there's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can say. You can't console the person. You cannot say anything, and they're just like, I don't know. They'd be like, just getting accosted, verbally incinerated. I mean, what do you do? And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. And have you ever had those fights with people where you go, and it's not even you're not even fighting with the person. You go, I don't know what I've done here, and you're like, okay. You say nothing, and you're an asshole for saying nothing. But if you say something, you're an asshole for even. You can't reason. You can't be reasonable. You can't use some coherent statement because that makes no sense to the other person. You can't yell because if you while they're yelling at you, you can't yell because then you're waking up the world. But I'm not yelling, right? So I go, all right, cool. And then I say nothing, and then by saying nothing, I can't say something, and I can't not say something. Either way, it's the wrong thing to do. The world is like that. You're like, all right, cool, okay. What do you want me to do? Like, I could sit down, stand up, shut up, do what I do what I don't do. I literally right now, quite literally have nothing left. I'm so toast on this entire fucking thing. There's no right answer. There's no solution. There's no. I could sit here and just do nothing. I could just sit and do nothing under a tree like a Buddha. Yeah, I could do all that. Yeah, whatever. That's not going to solve anything. The problem is that the world is an insurmountable problem that has no answer. I mean, isn't that why all the doctorates? Isn't that why there's how many doctors are there? How many doctors? I mean, they had to go to school for how long to get a doctor? And they're like, hey, what up, doc? And then there's like a doctor. Could you imagine like 3 doctors in a room just sitting around going, oh, I'm a doctor. Well, you're a doctor. I'm a doctor. Just thinking one is more intelligent, and coherent than the other. And like, well, I wrote a book. Here, how about this? Go find a doctor to write a book on the germ theory, and then go find me 10 other doctors to write books on the germ theory not being a thing, and then go find me a doctor that says, okay, well, we're not going to call them germs, we're going to call them bacterias. And then, no, well, the bacterias are, don't eat the bacteria because it will kill you. Except for every day of their life, they shovel yogurt into their mouth and go, no, those are cultures. And then you have to, I mean, what's left? What's left to eat? What's left to consume? What's left to even do? I mean, how many doctors do we actually need to? I have, I have nothing. I have nothing else. It's like that. I don't know. I want to go play with ducks. That's about it. I don't even want to play ducks anymore. I really don't. Like, fuck the ducks. Like, I mean, I love them, but that's not worth it. The ducks don't deserve to be here. They should find a new way, a new path. Ducks shouldn't be ducks. Humans shouldn't be humans, because apparently what I found in my experience is humans royally, like on a royal level, suck. Like just they don't even suck. Like when you look at the prince of well, I don't know what's the dude's name, Harry or whatever. Harry whose name is fucking Harry? Who has a child and calls it Harry? You understand how dumb that is? I'm gonna just present you with how dumb the world is. There's gonna be a king, and his name is what? What was the king's name? Philip and Harry and the Hendersons. Who has a child like, let's call it Harry? You know how insulting that is? I mean, hey, I mean, you have your hair. I mean, okay, that's cool. Like, you got hair. That's nice. But to call someone Harry that entire life, like, hey, what up, Harry? Like, who, like Harry Carey? What kind of? I don't. What kind of place is this? Like, this world? What is happening? We live in a place that popular opinion somehow it has managed to creep its way into. If it's popular, it's the fad, it's the right thing. It's the right thing for the moment. Well, in the moment, it was the right thing. And then, but if you're doing something that you really, like, at the core of your soul believe is righteous, it's not going to work. It's not going to work because, well, at the time, popular opinion stood by idiocy, moronic, blah, blah, just whatever. Hey, I mean, that's what it is. It's a good idea to name your child Dick. Yeah, I mean, there's people, Prince Philip, Dick, Prince Henry, Harry. I mean, I don't get it. Like, who like, is it because you were insulted as a child that you would leave the next generation to have a dumber name than you? I would never do that. I mean, I do apologize if anybody doesn't know who I am. My name is Zen, and that's what it will be, and that's what it's always going to be. I mean, or it's nothing. It's Om. If I told you my name was Om, would that be good? Om. I like that. Om. Sure. I mean, wouldn't it be a better name to give someone that than, say, fucky stinky cunt? Like, if somebody says their name was fucky stinky cunt, would you name your child that? No, it would be inconceivable. You wouldn't. That would be a real, like, I don't know. You just like, where's your? Here's your newborn. This is the child. This came out of love, and here's what you'd like to. What should you name it? Stinky fuckface. You wouldn't name your child Stinky fuckface, but you would name it, like, how many dumb words, how many silly things could you like? That's what you do, and this is what the world has continually done. Just name things like there's a blanket. It's called the Snuggie. A Snuggie? Does that even saying that makes me feel a little precarious, precocious? No, it would be. It would be. It sounds like the most pathetic thing. You're not Snuggie. Like, okay, if you're goofing around and you're like, hey, would you like to snuggle? Maybe a nice snuggle bunny, and like that's cute, and it's like, oh, but I mean that's like, oh, welcome to the world. Here's the king of the world, king copycat, crusty cunt face. Like it's that, but that's what they're saying. Literally, the whole world. Like that's what you're presented with as a totality. The world gives two shits about, like, okay, what's God? What's God has a plan? Yeah, look at these fucking people. Yeah, God has a plan. Who the fuck is this God thing? And when somebody says God, immediately I guarantee something. I guarantee something. I don't care how spiritual, religious, whatever you are. If I say God, the first thing you get in your image of your mind is probably a man. Right? So, I mean, what did? Oh, what about the patriarchy? You want to play about patriarchy? Yeah. I mean, where did the man come from? From your mother's Kent. I mean, who was the teachers? Let's you know what? I would like to here. Let's play a blame game here. Let's play a blame game. Who did this? It was God and then the teachers. Because you can't blame the parents, right? Because the parents had nothing to do with bringing any. Oh shit! But that was God's fault. So it was the parent, God, and the parents, and then the teachers that you sent your children to public school for. Like they went there, and all these teachers, right? What do they do? What did they do? Kindergarten, first grade, second, third. You just send your think about this first. I'd like someone to think about this. I mean, I'm not trying to educate you or anything. I just like to ask a question. There you go. It doesn't matter. I'm an idiot, so I just burp. Yep. If you're a parent, if you are father or mother, right, and you push your fumbly, ugly genitals together, and you, oh God, it's okay, fucking come at me, and you, oh, and then 9 months later, boop, pops out the vagina or out the side of the womb because the doctor had to cut it open because it, whatever, and you bring this baby into the world. And then after a few years, you're like, what the fuck was I thinking? There's 5 years later, you're like, I gotta, whatever, just send it to a school. Like, I don't, I mean, do you really care? Here's how I'm asking this. You send your child to a school, and I'm going to gamble. I'm going to bet that about 89 to 92%, maybe more, of parents, 92% of parents, did not meet the kindergarten teacher. So what you do is you blindly ship off your child to some institution that, and you don't even know if that's an intelligent person. You don't know if they're an idiot. You have no idea. You just like, fuck it, here. Take this thing for 6 hours, 8 hours a day, and just, I don't know. I don't know what you're teaching. I don't really care. Just do. Here's this thing that I produced. Here's this beautiful. I made all this love. We made this love, and we made this baby. And look at this. Would you look at this thing? It's so wonderful. And I know, it's gonna be problems, and but it's learning. And what I'd like to do right now is here, just take this fucking thing away from me and send it into a system that will just. Did you know? Did you know the kindergarten teacher? Did you know the first grade teacher? If you were a parent and you like, did you know second grade teacher, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th? Did you know? Oh, then you can do it. Oh, wait, seventh grade. Then there was six of them. So from kindergarten to sixth grade, there was one teacher a year. Just ship your child, push them there into a institution of obvious education, huh? And then they get into seventh grade, and there's like six teachers. Whoa, shit! You went from like 8 plus 6, then you got. I'm not good at math, but I mean, I guess you could try that out. That'd be 14, right? But here I could do that math in my head backwards, but that's how I did it. But then when I got put into a higher math class, they told me I was cheating because I was doing the math in my head, because I could do, you'd call it like Common Core math. And I was doing that when it just makes sense you get to 10 in your mind, because 6, I would get rid of the 2, put it over there with the 8, get 10, and I knew that I had 4 left over, and I would do that in my head. And they're like, no, you're cheating on this test. I was like, well, why would I be cheating on a test? They put me in a higher grade. I don't know anybody in this class. Who am I cheating off of? So anyway, so you go to school and you're wondering, and here's the question again. You're wondering, do any of these parents have any clue as to the people that are teaching their children anything? Is there any kinship? Is there any kindred spirit? People that are teachers, you know how they became teachers? Because they got the summer off. They didn't have to do anything for months. See, however, I thought for a while that what I was doing had value, and I was teaching. I was helping, educating. And you don't get a day off. You don't, not a moment. It's kind of like, it's kind of like being a parent. You know what I mean? Like that there's your you can, that's right. You can get married and then get a divorce, and you could have many lovers, and you could make all these babies and these children and these. Nope, it's not that simple. It's not that simple to just know that you're trying to help educate a planet, a realm, a space. It's not that simple. It just, because no one cares. No one wants to learn. No one gives 2 fucks. No, nobody. It's like I go through this thing where I'm seriously delusional. I think I'm delusional. I'll give you this. I'm delusional because I think people actually care. Because I think people love one another. I have this wild fantasy that people take care of each other, and they really do. They really do. And then I'm immediately slapped in the face with reality that nobody gives 2 fucks. No. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody really cares. Like, fuck you for even existing. Fuck you for being alive. It's you're a burden, and you're a pain in the if the world could get rid of someone, it would be you. And you know what? I'm okay with that, because I look around, I'm like, if I don't exist, see, that bothers me a little bit, because I go, damn, there's a fucking lot of people that email me, text me, call me, and whatever, and say like, thank you. They say thank you to me. And it's humbling, and it's really delightful. But then in the next second, I'm like, I could not be here in the entire world. I could take a sawed-off shotgun and blow my fucking brains out, and the world wouldn't be. Would it be better off? Maybe it would be. See, that's what I'm starting to believe, and I don't like that I'm believing this. but that the world would be a better place without me. A better place. I used to think that I was something like as a I don't know, something magnanimous, generous. Like I thought that the things that I get, I give away, and I try to help people. I thought that was the thing. I thought that somehow I was helping the world, and apparently I've been informed multiple times that I am a burden on people's life. Burden, like with no, like and what? Because I didn't do the thing that the thing thought that I should. Like I don't. There's no solution. There's nothing left. Because where does anybody? What does anybody do? Where does anybody go? What I mean, what are you gonna go to some fucking the top of Machu Picchu, the mountains of in the Andes? Like everything's just this. Oh, and you just reach that pinnacle. I mean, I don't. No, not only is see, I don't get it. If when you're teaching someone something, you say, or teaching somebody something, you say, just be here in the second, in the moment. Just breathe. Just have this little something. Have this little moment for yourself, and here you are, and just breathe. Yeah. I used to think that was helpful for people. No, like no, don't breathe. Don't breathe anymore. I mean, didn't the Matrix tell you? Is that oxygen you're breathing? Do you even know what you're breathing? Do you even? Who in movies consumes any food? You ever watch movies? There's a very small portion of shows within the TV shows that anybody's eating. Here, think about this. I've never thought about the show because I didn't watch it. But Seinfeld is supposedly an amazing show. And now, Seinfeld, the guy, as an actor, is pretty terrible. It's not even believable. That's actually how he is. He's a corny dude. He's a corny fucking, but he's funny. He's funny, and he's funny in a funny way. When they were in the restaurant, did they ever eat any food? How about Friends? Remember that fucking show? I don't know if I ever watched any of those episodes. Maybe because it was so unbelievable and so terrible. They were in a coffee shop all the time, right? Did they ever consume any food? Just a couple questions. I don't know. I don't remember what the only actor that ever eats on camera is Brad Pitt. He eats in every single one of the movies he's in. He eats something. Go look it up. Yep. How do I know that? I don't know why I know that. Just a weird little. Oh. Everybody's got their what is the purpose of any of this? Like, what is the trick that's going on here with the whole Roner thingy? The thing that you can't say that is. Everybody's gonna get stuck with needles, and I don't know. If I were to tell you tomorrow, okay, think of the world this way. We're just walking through the world, and we're eating off of the trees of knowledge and the fruits, and just consuming vegetation. Hey, look over here. Look at the thing that's glowing up there, and it falls, and we catch it, and they eat it, and then it's like, oh, it's like kind of rotting, but it turns. That's kind of weird flavor, but and there's all that going on. And then one day somebody's like, hey, where did a needle come from? I wonder about this. Who designed a needle? Like, who was the person who was like, if we take stainless steel, which I don't know how that, and then turn into a tube, and then we take a bunch of weird shit and we just stab you with it, and that will make you healthy, because that's where people's minds are at, and then we're at the point generationally where the smartest people on the planet literally tell you right there, that the most healthy thing you can do is take a needle, stab it into you, and you'll be healthier and better for it. That if you did that, that'd be very good for you. That'd be good for you. But if you don't, you're unhealthy. Do you see how far away from anything that could possibly did a monkey, a rhinoceros, an alpaca, a giraffe, name an animal, anyone you want, or a fish. How about a fish? What how about an eel, electric or otherwise? How about a bird? Does anybody just walk up to a bird? You ever walk up to a bird and stabbed it with a needle and injected it with some random bullshit that you put into a... Do you know how insane that sounds? Do you literally understand how insane that sounds? Oh no, the bird is... If the bird's sick, the bird just is pooping. It was flying and it pooped, and then we need to get over here, bird. And then you're like, and you just grab a needle that I don't know who made the needle. I'm gonna need to know that. And then whatever they put in the thing, that whole thing, and just stab a bird, and like, oh, this will make you healthier. Like, what? Who thought that was a good... What kind of insane fucking things are we dealing with here? Like, why come here? If I just said that entire thing to someone that was a doctor, they would be like, wow. They're gonna sit there and go, You really think a good idea is to go find a lion or a tiger or a bull, or how about this? How about a cow, right? How about a cow? Not a caw, like a macaw, a cow. An auroch. How about an auroch? You know an auroch? You know the beast, the auroch? That's a cow before they cut its horns off so they didn't get... Did anybody think that was a good idea? Just go ahead and stab that thing. Like, it has really thick skin, right? How about a rhinoceros? Here's an elephant. How about an elephant? You're gonna tell me an elephant is not healthy the way it is? You're telling me I need somebody to fucking please, I'm begging you, tell me why an elephant doesn't know what the fuck is going on, and it's like elephant with its opposable thumbs. Oh, it doesn't have any. That's why it's so stupid, because it couldn't figure out how to design a needle to stab into its skin, which you couldn't. Could you stab it? Could you stab an? Would you? And could you stab an elephant to make it healthier? Because it's been around for how many years? How many billions of years has Earth been here, and humans and elephants and all this shit? So we got these elephants out here, and you have to go stab it with a fucking needle while you have a mask on, because the air quality is no good. Air quality is no good, so everybody is dead, right? But then you're gonna stick a needle into a human or an animal, especially an elephant. How are you gonna get through their skin? It's gonna make them better, because what are you experimenting on? Wasn't it already enough? Wasn't it good enough the way it was? You can't just accept it for value of the elephant's an elephant. That's what it is. You don't like elephants? Oh, put them in a zoo. Do you know how insane zoos are? Let's talk about zoos for a second. Zoo. Fucking take a nap, dude. a zoo. So hey, do I want to really walk amongst like there's lions and tigers and I mean yeah, that's cool, I guess. I mean I never have, but I mean that's cool. But as a general thing, like to you live in a city, should there be should you be driving around in your car and have a happenstance where a cheetah or a cougar or something just what up? Who are you? What's up, Christopher Lee? I'm just looking at the comments there. What's up, Christopher Lee? What's up, fan only? What is that even? Who are you? Zen, you like the oh yeah, you're funny. Yeah, well, if you live in a major metropolitan area, would you think that there should be a bunch of wild animals? I mean, if you go to Florida, there are underpassages. So like you're driving on a highway, there's underpassages where the wild animals just they can just they're just living, and you just drive over to, and you don't even know you're just going on your way to do a bunch of blow off of a hooker's asshole. You know what I mean? Like that kind of. That's how they do in Florida. But would you think that the most intelligent thing that could be done in the world would be to fan only? Zen, do you like the DI? And then you spaced it out and then put CK. Why wouldn't you just write it correctly? Why do you the die? Why wouldn't you just say dick? Like what's your fucking point? Like, see, you probably perhaps it seems as though I thought my life was worthless, but you actually are. Why are you here? Do you like the DI and then space it and then just say dick? What's your fucking dilemma? I mean, if there's 7 billion people in the world and there's 6,999,999,998 people that are better than me, at least I'm not as stupid as you are. You're the 7 billionth. I'm at least at 69. I mean, what? The only reason I think that maybe I have value on this planet is because there's somebody dumber. Who are you, fan only? What does that even mean? Who are you? Do I know you? Do you know me? What are you doing here, listening to me ramble and rant and rave at this odd hour? Well, I don't know. It could be any hour for you, I suppose. Where do you live? What do you do? Do you snort heroin off of a jaguar's vagina? Is that your standard practice? Is that your protocol? Is that your modus operandi? Is that your MO? Yeah, you're just filling out the comment section with the dumbest thing I ever heard. So I'm gonna, as much as I like you, say something else besides whatever dumb shit you're gonna say. You could try saying something meaningful. I might be here doing. I might be saying nothing. I have nothing to say. I have nothing of any purpose or use in the world. Here's your meditation. You're worthless, and you're just everything about your life is garbage. Everything about your life is stupid, right? Try that meditation. See if you like that. See if that makes you feel good. Do you ever say anything important? Would the world be better without you? You know what? If I were to have designed this world, which perhaps I did, and would I have eliminated myself from being in it? I don't know. Would I design a game and not play it? I don't know. But if I did design a game, I'm pretty sure someone like you would not exist. Hmm. Well, happy days. Hey, you know what? Fan only. How about you come here. It's 3 a.m. here at least. I don't know what you're doing. You didn't say happy birthday. Yeah, you didn't. You walk in here. You walk in here. You didn't say happy birthday to me. You didn't. You didn't say anything of meaning. A couple of I thought my friends came over this morning just to walk in and be precarious, and then like well, I hate to be a fucking depressive, but I was like, it's my birthday. Like you think I would just like to have? Can I have one good day without you spilling shit all over my shit? You shit, and they're like, but I like to da da da. Like, I don't remember even inviting you. You ever not invite somebody and then they show up anyways, and you're like, "What the fuck?" Or like, "Oh, I just came here to give you some news. It's bad, but I'm gonna be a depressive fucking dose." Like here's the funny thing about how YouTube works. If you don't want to hear me go into some long diatribe about dog shit, you know it's easy. YouTube, you just shut it off and go to another video. Sometimes it's most people who listen to me, they know there's some sort of punchline, a joke, a something of meaning and value. There's some sort of it's like a icky, sticky, gooey, yummy something. There's something there that has, and they know it, and then eventually get there. It's like it prospers. But I wonder. I don't. Candles won't be. Yeah, I don't. I don't know what you're saying. What? I don't know. I don't know. That's no. That wasn't just because you say that's funny doesn't mean it's funny. I don't think that's funny. I don't. What's funny about what's explain to me the joke. What's the joke here? Can you explain to me what's funny? What's funny about you blowing? You're talking about you blowing dudes. Are you a dude that blows dudes or no? I don't know. You you know what's really funny for me, not for you, not for anybody here. I'll just explain the joke. Is that I'm reading I get to read comments and like people in the room and maybe in the future you'll just delete your existence from YouTube's and that those won't show up and no one will get to see those, so people don't know what I'm responding to. So sometimes I do shows and there's like, you know, 30 people commenting and saying something, and I'm trying to address whatever they're saying, and then oftentimes people will delete their comments afterwards, and it looks like I'm just responding to no one. And what's funny to me is you're actually no one. You're nobody. You could be a simple robot. I mean, which I guess I like robots. I've considered this too. That I think that I would probably, if I could design a robot in a laboratory like Westworld, kind of like a yes, I whatever, a robot to do whatever you need, and it'd be much. Yes, just give me that. That's fine. Yes, I will accept accept your robot lovings, because I used to think that, and this is many years of my stupidity, that I was a great lover, a lover of things. I like the aesthetics. I like the smell. Can they reproduce the smell of coochie, of vagina, of pussy? I mean that? that I might miss. And there's something that just, it's a turn on to me. That just the smell of a cunt. So it smells. It just there's something. Oh, and then when a woman wiggles and crawls and moans, like what a beautiful thing. Wow, that's really neat, huh? I like that, but I kind of would just have at this point either kill me or give me a robot from I don't know, some sort of, I mean, a robot from I mean, is that where they made them? Asia? Like, I don't know. Whatever. Just sit there and go, "Hi, I'm a robot. What do you need?" Wouldn't that be easier? I mean, what's the point? What's the point of all of this, huh? How about you, fan only? Who? Do you ever consider that? Do you ever consider if you're a robot or if you have any tendencies for towards robot loving? Do you love your robots? Would you rather have something built perfectly for you in a laboratory, um, or organically grown like I don't know, it seems like a tree is something quite organic and it produces fruit and it just this you couldn't, as far as I know, you cannot go to a laboratory and design a tree to produce seed that then plants itself and produces another tree. As far as I know, that seems to be the organic world. Something that offers a next generation of fruit. It reproduces much like itself. An orange tree will only produce an orange. A fish does not. Here's just for anybody that's a complete jack off. Uh, a fish produces another fish, right? And an orange tree produces another orange, right? An orange tree is not producing a grapefruit tree, and it's not producing a fish, nor is it producing a camel. But if you ask somebody that's a scientist who believes in evolution, they'll tell you that a fish crawls out of the ocean, a fish that was in the salty seas crawled out of the ocean and then grows legs and becomes a monkey, then a man or something. What an idiotic concept. What an absolutely obscenely stupid idea. That I mean, if you are a trans, good for you. That's cool. Like you can go ahead, like as a human, you can cut your dick off if you want, or install a vagina, add a dick, cut your arm. You could cut your arm off if you want it. You'd be like, if you cut off both of your legs, you'd be like, you're what if you cut your arms and legs off, you'd be like a paraplegic or some shit. Like, okay, so be it. Go for it. Go pierce your tongue, pierce your ears. Rip. Have a gaping anus hole. Like, do whatever you want. Like, I could give two shits. But I'm just wondering about the evolutionary concept of a fish becoming a grapefruit. I mean, how does that that doesn't look like a that doesn't seem to work. I'm like, here, I have a lemon, and I'm gonna turn that lemon into, eventually, if I rearrange the structures of everything, it'll become an alfalfa. What's an alfalfa? I don't know. A fucking cantankerous cunt. Could one day you find that there's a I don't know, like a pygmy? I don't know how to say pygmy. You know those people? Pygmies. Yeah. If okay, you find a certain something. A trans man can be a woman and a woman can be a man. It's science. That is sure. Whatever you want. Whatever you know. I still think it's funny because if you make a Google or a YouTube's or something and it's like, oh, are you a man or a woman? I'm like, well, what does it matter to you? I could be anything I want. I could be a can I be a puppy? How about that? You ever take could you take a person and turn them into a name something? Just well, if we just change the atomic structure, it's all atoms. We're all the same thing. Yeah, of course. But I mean, really, you think you could show me how it's done? Show me how. Show me at what point a duck is a platypus. It's a duck-billed platypus. See, where'd they make that, huh? You gonna tell me how a cat is a snake? Oh, it is. How about a lion? Is a cat a lion or a snake? Ooh, I don't know. How about, is a cat a bear? Is a cat a seagull? Is a cat a seagull? Let's see. Okay. Is an octopus an eagle? Is an octopus an eagle? Bridge that gap. Go ahead, bridge that one for me. Show me. I'd like you to show me how an eagle is an octopus. Do all the surgeries you want. I don't care what gender or whatever sexual orientation. Make an octopus an eagle. Does a man find me these men that can have a womb oh shit, that's right, a man creates a seed that goes into womb, but you can't switch that. So there is essentially no, they don't have the same brain instinct. A brain instinct, that's the dumbest. You're just putting words down. Explain to me how. Okay, right now, here, take every man on the planet. You'd call a man, like, you know what I'm talking about. Like I have a beard. Women don't have facial hair. Ugh. Call them a woman. Oh. Take every man on the planet, just cut their dicks off and give them a vagina, and turn every woman into a man. Now, see if the next generation occurs. Like, could they produce? That doesn't even make any sense. You're just saying things. You're just saying dumb shit right now. Just invert both of them. There'll be no next generation. It can't occur because the seed and the development in the womb can't happen. Whatever you'd call a man or whatever you call a woman, I think it's pretty fucking obvious that no, they're not predators. They're not predators. That doesn't even make any sense. I mean, I could call you an idiot for saying that, but you never heard of evolution? Oh, what are you talking about? I just literally talked about it for 10 minutes. Are you even saying anything? Oh, you're just sitting. You actually are a robot, aren't you? Oh shit, cool. I think that's we are in the Westworld. Yes, we're in the Westworld. I get to talk to fucking morons, idiots, and computers. So that's all there's left. There's no humans left. I think I might be the last living soul here. Just an absolute fucking nothingness. Everything is. Yeah, I was hoping for a zombie apocalypse so I could just chop people's heads off. But a zombie apocalypse would imply that anybody was human to begin with. But I've realized is most people are not even close to human. They're absolute robots. They have they don't even know how to think. They're thoughtless. They're absolutely without any original thought. There's no you never heard of evolution. What does that even mean? If you actually are a person, if you're like a human, if you're a thing, like I seem to be here as a human talking, if you're that, your brain is so broken. You've apparently been here for how long? Just typing things for the last I don't know how many minutes, and you didn't listen to a word I said. Oh, that's about reasonable, right? It's reasonable for you. So here, have a conversation. I can't hear you speak. You're just typing random words. Are you like random word generator? Wow. More proof to the each animal is similar in the evolution. What are you talking about? Oh, you are a robot. That's so cool. All right, let's do it this way. Hey, robot, instinct of evolution. Similar. Have you ever used English before? Do you know the English language how it works? Is that even you just put words? You just randomly put words. This is whoever's listening in the future. If you are, um, each animal is similar in the evolution. What does that even? Is English not your first language, or are you're just a random word generating machine? Yep. Beep, beep, pop, pop, beep, beep. I don't know. Here, give me some insight into you already said you're a transvestite robot. This is fun. I like this. I like where this is going. You're a transvestite robot. Cool. How can a robot evolve? Here, let's use instincts of stinky pinky fingers in your dinky wink. How's that? Does that make any sense? How can a robot be a transvestite? Does a robot have a sex? Can a robot can only produce exactly as it is. Humans, because of the way the species that were made, there's male and female. No, I'm trans, not a robot. Okay. You're robotic in your mindset. A trans, you're. I'm a trans, not a robot. I'm a robotic trans. Well, I mean, for me, from this side of the screen here, you are nothing more than like just dumb words that you're putting together. Because if I read through everything you said here, it's the dumbest shit I've ever read in my life. That DICK, please don't. Candles won't be the only thing you're blowing. My, that's funny. I'm trans. A man can be a woman, and a woman is a science. They have the same brain instinct. They're both predators. You never heard of evolution. Each animal is similar in evolution. Beep bop boop bop. I'm trans, not robot. That could be the most bizarrely insane sequence of words that I've ever spoke in my life. And I said it. You typed it, and you've made me say it. And I think that's hilarious. I do wonder if you actually exist on the other side of the screen. Like if you're like the way I'm sitting here doing this. If you're going, that's interesting. Let's see what we can. Let's see what we can get Zen to say. Let's see if we can say something stupid. Oh, the hilarity of things is just fucking outstanding. It is a trans. Hey, as I said before, like transition, do whatever you want. Mutilate your genitals if you want. I'm happy with that. I probably have friends that are all mashed up downstairs with their mixtape. You know what I mean? Like have demolished their genitals. Like I whatever. But it is. I'm quite certain, scientifically or otherwise, that if you were to take a what would be as born out the womb as a female and installed a penis, it would not produce the semen to come out of the penis to go into the then afterwards you would transition the man, so the man would turn into a woman and you'd cut the dick off and then put a vagina there. You couldn't somehow make the thing that used to be a woman a man and then a man a woman to reproduce the next generation. No, I did not mutilate my genitals. I got surgery done. Okay, that right? No, you no. Yeah, just because somebody else did it for you doesn't mean it didn't. You didn't mutilate. What? Explain to me the word mutilation. Explain to me. Tell me the difference between surgery and mutilation. Called cut, burn, and poison. Cut, burn, and poison. That's pharmaceutical. The pharmakia, the entire industry of doctoring something. What is not mutilating about what they're doing? You got. I have had sex post surgery. Have you not had sex? I mean, what is sex? I mean, like, okay, like if we go deeper on that, if you actually are a human, but why would you? Like, what would be sex? Intimate intercourse and contact. What I was talking about, again, if you have mutilated your genitals, um, that's fine. Do whatever you want. And but what would you consider sex? I mean, what I was talking about, like how can we procreate another generation? Contact with what? What does that even mean? Contact. You've not intimately touched another human. I mean, surgery to disembowel your. If I were to rip out your intestines, if I were to rip out your intestines, and from your mouth to your anus there's just one straight tube, you could still eat and shit, right? You still eat and shit. It would just happen. You just don't have the extra tubes. But if I were to, you know, rip off your dick or punch you in the cunt and break your cunt, oh, this is fun. This is fun. Sex doesn't mean to produce babies. Sex is sex. Um, no, every other animal in the let me try that this way on your brain for you here. Do you think any fly? Do you think any bee? Do you think any animal that is having intercourse with another animal? What is its purpose? What is the purpose of doing it? To produce the next generation of the species. Humans have the ability as omnivores, and this is the dilemma, and as thoughtful people, as we have thumbs, we can create fire. As fire keepers, we can have what I think you're getting at is sex or intercourse without, you know, without it's like tantra. We are not that of animal. Okay. We're 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 so smart at being better than animals that we consider the idea of um, dismembering our genitals. That's of a higher order. That's a higher understanding. I mean, Don't get me wrong. I don't think I'd want to reproduce. I wouldn't want to bring a child into this crazy fucked up world. I think it's be an insane concept. I mean, but do I think that the human species shouldn't go on existing to try to generate another spawn of itself to make another go at this life thing? I think some people should. I mean, but it's kind of like Idiocracy. You ever see that movie Idiocracy? Go watch Idiocracy. Idiocracy, yo. It's just surrounded by a bunch of camels. Camels have, how many humps do camels have? Get the hell out your back, girl. Like the other day, I got to meet somebody that I couldn't tell if it was a female or a male. I couldn't tell, and so I didn't know what to say. I was just like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" Because I mean, I call chicks a dude all the time. Just dude. It seems to be like no. But I felt like once I said it, I was like, "Oh shit, you have like I don't know if you do you have which parts do you have?" Well, it's not for you to know. Like giraffes are gay. I mean, what does that even mean? You keep using animals as an example. What the fuck? That's the wrong word to use. It's reassigning a genital. What the? No. You have two choices. Hey, dumb head. Let me just because you've done something dumb, like a really fucking like you're just like trying to. Well, but that's what it is. Here's the answer. No. You have a 1 and a 0. You have a penis and a vagina. That's the world. A penis and a vagina. Whilst in the world of 1s and 0s, there is a multiplicity of things that you can do, and you can be anything you want. You can be pick a job, a profession. You could be a teacher, a student. You could be of higher education. You could be a mechanic or a doctor or whatever you want, but it does not change the simplicity of the fact that the penis goes in a vagina and produces said child seed, next generation. That's just what it is. Without when you fuck with the operating system of the universe, because the universe works that way, then it's not going to work out right. You can't step the hard drive. You can fuck with software all you want, and that's fine. Fuck with your software. Your brain. If you think it's otherwise, your brain as software is malfunctioned. Go ahead. Or should we call it female function? I keep using animals as an example. I used humans. I didn't. That's the see. You have the if you do exist on that side. Here's what you do. You're continually using. Oh, what's it when somebody moves the goalpost? You know these are there's you just keep changing what the point of the story is, like just to make yourself sound right, even though it's not it's not right or wrong. It just if you try to stick a square peg in a round hole, it's not going to work. He was like, well, but if I shave it down this way, I can do it. Doesn't change the initial. Like if you're playing a game, if we were playing chess, and then if we were playing chess, right, and you're like, well, but you didn't kick the ball through the goalposts. I was like, we weren't playing football. So you're changing the game. That's what the it's called a logical fallacy. You're using a logical fallacy. You're using logical fallacies right now. Go look up logical fallacies. There's a lot of them, and you're using a ton of them right now. It's actually most hilarious. How do you explain women feeling like men? Well, I mean, you're using an example. Look at see what you've just done here. You don't even know what you've just already. Here's what you've done. You've just said men and women exist. Yes. How do you explain women feeling like men? So you've just said that there's men and women. You've implied. You've implied men and women exist in your question. How can I explain women feeling like men? Of course, I agree with that. Women can feel like men, and men can feel like women. I could understand. It's called empathy. Well, I mean, I guess it's more sympathy than empathy. There's a difference between sympathy and difference between sympathy and empathy. But it's because you could understand. You could. I don't have a womb. What would it be like to carry out a baby and give birth? I could understand that. Could I ever really fully experience that? No. Could a woman ever know what it's like to get kicked in the testicles? No. To play sports, catch a football to the balls, like a foot to the balls, right? You get a soccer ball, a basket, whatever, or just do so. Like here, how about this? Ride a bicycle. I'll give you an example. Why does a bicycle seat look like it does? Is that made for a man? I have testicles here, right? So do I want to get on a bicycle with that thing in the front where my balls are like, what am I supposed to do with my cock and my testicles? What, I should just go to the doctor like, hey, doc, can you cut my dick off so I can sit on this bicycle seat over here? Like, would that even make sense? Is that even a reasonable? Is that a reasonable idea? No. But again, let's go back to this. How do you explain men feeling? How do you explain women feeling like men? Well, here, I'll give it to you a little more. I can explain it. It's pretty simple here. I've known a lot of gay dudes, which is cool. You do what you want, Take a penis to the butthole, take a dick to the face, whatever you like. Jerk a dude off. I don't care what you do. I'll tell you how they got that way. Because they probably, and a lot of them, they didn't have a strong male figure in their life, and they grew up around their grandmother, and they got her mannerisms and her attitude, and like grandma, and Jesus, look at and we're watching Golden Girls and all this, and like, what do you think? What do you think? They'll have an attitude towards the idea of the distaste that their parents had. So their mother and father made them, but then they didn't have those figures in their life and grew up around grandmother, and the grandmother influenced them, not knowing that made a man, because that would be a man, because you said a man and a woman, that it was more influenced by the feelings of what a grandmother would feel, because grandfather was dead and father figure was out. They had out of the picture, and the mother was too busy working and being whatever. She was a stripper, hooker. I don't know. I think that was her life. She had a life to live. So grandmother raised little boy. Little boy turns into how often do you think that doesn't happen? Like, do you think that child that raised by just the grandmother is going to turn into not to say an alpha male, but like a dominant masculine being? No, not too often. Yeah. Science can correct that. That doesn't make any sense. Science cannot correct that. What do you mean by science? No, you mean doctoring and physical manipulation of okay, get here. I'd like to have a much larger member. I could do that, yes, but does that, if I, so what? It doesn't. It's you're not. Why do you keep dismissing the reference I was making earlier? You can't just say science. What do you say? God. Say God. Say science and then say God. What you just hide behind the word science. Well, science can correct anything. Okay, then how about this? No, manipulation is the wrong word. It's correcting. No. Manipulation and correcting is no, correcting. What is, so it's more correct. It's more correct that you can science something. God got it. You're saying God got it wrong. Whatever you think that is. Evolution, which is scientific, got it wrong. But if you go and take some just were you wide awake when you're just wide awake? Just here, I'd like to remove and manipulate. Oh, wrong word. Correct your genital. Again, go for it. Chicks, they have like clitoris piercings, or if you get a nose piercing, or do what you want. Doesn't mean it's correcting. It is manipulating. It's changing. It's altering. Altering, changing, and manipulating is the same word. It's not correcting. It doesn't make, correct would imply that you're making it perfected, better. No, there's no correcting. Correct. That means erect core, right? How do you erect your core? You can't erect. You can't. How do you? So you're telling me, so so women that get a penis installed, you get it installed. How does that work? That's correct. That's now more correct. I knew of a guy who in Vegas. You've known since a child. You knew nothing as a child. Stop it. That's the most delirious, dangerously dumb shit I've ever heard in my life. You did not know as a child. What you knew as a child, what you were raised by. If you were raised in a Chinese household, it's Chinese, right? You wouldn't know English. You wouldn't know how to speak English. And you would never say that you know English. You knew as a child that that however you were produced from your two parents having the fucky fuck. Don't fucking laugh. So you're telling me you knew as a child how to golf. You know how to golf while speaking Chinese and juggling? No, you didn't. But what you did know is what was instructed upon you. Yeah, your need to have a validation from another, from you would call it the opposite sex, because then you'd have to say, is there something opposing, or some man or woman? You weren't right as a man, so you became a woman. You're not good as a woman. You become a man. It's still opposing. So you're opposing nature. They're opposing nature, and you're saying science is better. Science fixed the problem which God caused. Unless God didn't do it, then you could just call it your parents, which was the influence of, you're saying, what are you talking about? The influence of you had your thoughts and ideas, and let's try it this way. The chemicals that are going into your brain to make you say, hey, I like that, I don't like that. If every day, this is Joseph Goebbels. Was it Goebbels? No, it wasn't Goebbels. Who was it? Old scientist said, give me a child and I'll produce anything you want with it. Like I could turn it into anything. The nature around you, the influences of anything around you will instruct you to be something. How else would you become? You could not know German or English or French if you only spoke Chinese. If you only were around, if you were in a culture, if you were around a bunch of old women every day, you would become much like an old woman mentally. And so that mental thing would then start to influence the chemicals that reside in your thoughts. That all of that would happen. And then you'd be like, well, I could just fix that. I shouldn't have been a man. I should have had a fucking cunt. You would. How would you if you watched the same TV show every day, you'd become much like that TV show. Yeah. Someone gave you the thought of being a man. Yes, that's correct. Absolutely correct. Why did you dress the way you dressed growing up? If you're around a woman that a grandmother and she was making doilies and knitting you sweaters, you'd wear that clothing. If you watched what TV show did you watch? You would have mimicked that you'd have this cultural identity of whatever you were like, who's your favorite actor or actress? You'd be like, I'd like to be, hey, well, what's that commercial? Wanna be like Mike? You remember Michael Jordan? Everybody said that. Want to be like Mike. They bought everybody bought his sneakers, his tennis shoes, his basketball shoes, his kicks. People would buy those things. They wanted to be like him, and they would practice and mimic his behavioral tendencies. Your thoughts are not yours. No, they're not. Whose are they? They come and go. They're fleeting. Just like me as I'm going, I don't. The thoughts that I'm giving you are like, I don't own them. Are they unique to me in the way that I say them? Yes, they're very unique to me. But does everybody have these kind of thoughts? Yes, they can't verbalize them that well. However, maybe because of my upbringing and the things that the TV shows that I watched and the people that I've been around and who I'd like to mimic, and yes, perhaps that influenced me. That's what I'm getting at, and that's who's people that you have an adoration for. If you have an adoration for something, you're trying to mimic it. I happen to, for me, I have an adoration for a lot of things, so I mimic a lot of things. It's not a mimicry and mockery are two different things. You sound ludicrous. My thoughts are you said my thoughts are mine alone. Nobody can suggest to me anything that is not my will. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. Hey, look at, you're sitting here listening to me, right? Right? You're listening to me, yes? So nobody has that. So what you're suggesting, nobody can suggest anything to you that is not your will. When did you get a will? You were not suggested to. You were suggested to speak English. You were suggested to type something. You were suggested through every channel of influence. A bird chirps, it suggests to you something. If a fly farts, it's suggesting something to you. Your will, you don't just you chose to be. How did you choose that? Why did you choose that? You could be anywhere. What influenced you to do that? You did that on your own. You just, out of nowhere, you're just like, I'm here because I want to be. I'm gonna do that. Ugh. Why? Because you alone did that. You had no influences, none whatsoever. I find that excessively hard to even. How would why do you have a computer? Why do you have a phone? Why do you have an internet connection? Why are you wearing clothes? Why do you have hair? Why do you have a butthole? Like, why are you choosing to type? You think nothing. You think technology didn't influence you? You think technology didn't influence you? You think tools didn't influence you? like the way you're, I'm only getting a little bit, but it does appear. See, look, let's try this. You're influencing me to speak the way that I'm speaking, and I accept that. So I'm accepting what you're offering here, and so it's influencing me. Now, you said my thoughts are mine alone. Nobody can suggest to you anything. That's not true. I suggested to you. I suggested to you during this entire conversation to keep typing, and you kept typing. So don't say no one suggested anything to you. Of course, and I'm only responding to you in. See, is it so? You can't play ping pong without a partner. Yeah. So you can't say that you just did it on your own. You just did on your own. Yeah, you just do it on your own. Yep, good for you. Yep. Except when you get your dick cut off or your pussy installed or whatever, like somebody else had to do that for you, right? Who influenced you? Who did that for you, right? There's somebody. There's always influences everywhere. For good, bad, and different. Again, I'm not saying it's. I'm not saying it's just the point that something has influenced you. Are you not correct? How is that so hard to understand? Why did you go live? Because you decided. Yeah, but that doesn't. See, you're don't talk down to you. Well, I'm not talking down to you. You're once again. You see, we're having conversation, interacting. See, you're changing your logical fallacies. You are manipulating and logically using fallacious statements because I've given you something that you cannot. I've given you a Celtic knot that you cannot undo, and your brain can't get around it. So instead, you're saying I'm talking down to you, which I'm not, because I don't even know who you are. You're just some typing on the screen, but we're interacting, which is an absolute fact. And you say your thoughts are yours alone, which are not. That's not true. Without the trees, you cannot breathe. Without the bees, you cannot eat honey. There's no. I'm not talking down to you. So silly. I'm giving you something that is making your mind not be you're obviously unstable, but now that you've figured out that science can correct all incorrections, wouldn't that be the opposite of correcting incorrection? You could just go, no, just fix it, just fix it. That was wrong. That was wrong. We'll just, why was I born this way? I correct everything with science. With science. Tea time for two. Teletubbies. Did you ever watch Teletubbies? Remember the Teletubbies? Okay, so if you ever watched the Teletubbies, tell me honestly that was not a television show designed and coordinated for. You see how their color and the thing on top of their head, and you're telling me that was not completely suggestive by a larger conglomerate of people to influence another generation to be like something? You're telling me it wasn't? So those are just your thoughts that you would just watch the Teletubbies? You're telling me that just so happens we'll make a red one, a blue one, a yellow one, and we'll have a certain symbol in there, and that didn't influence anything? You're telling me that didn't do it? Nobody produced and thought about that show and was trying to get an idea and a story across using symbology. They didn't do that, so that didn't influence you. The fact that you wear shoes didn't influence you to walk the way you walk. You think women wear high heels? Do you still watch the Teletubbies? No, I don't. I've you know, it's funny. I use that as an example. I've never actually seen the entire show. I've watched a few bits and pieces of it. I'm like, this is the strangest shit I've ever seen. And I was like, and as soon as I seen it, I was like, oh, okay. Then I did a little research on what the symbols were, and I was like, oh, I get it. Yeah, I didn't need to watch the whole thing, but no, I don't even know the last time. I don't even know where that came from. See, influence. It's funny. I don't. I didn't. I'm older than that. I didn't. Teletubbies was probably when I was. Shit. When was that around? Like 90s? Yeah, that was around the 90s. We wear shoes for a reason, not because people are influenced. People want to protect their feet. That's not true. Shoes disconnect you from the earth. We wear shoes. We wear shoes, as well as I do, because of the concrete that was put and pavement that's everywhere. If you were walking around in the forest, in the park, wouldn't the most logical thing be to put your feet there? Like when you come out the womb, because obviously whatever species you are, there's another generation, male and female, just like come out the womb. Do you come out with shoes on? No. I mean, in a good world, in a perfect world, most people, like, the only reason people, like in tribes, what do they wear? They might cover up their genitals, just to keep stuff out of it. That's about it. They're not putting shoes on. We should put shoes. Protect your feet from what? Protect your feet from what? From the soft soil, the grass. Exactly what I'm saying. People wear shoes for protection. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Like, getting back to shoes and condoms are pretty much the same. One's if you're gonna do the damn thing. Walk through nature. If you're gonna fuck, whatever. Like I don't know. It's disconnecting you from the environment. Wearing shoes disconnects you from the environment. No reasonable person goes to bed with shoes on. Why do you take your shoes off before you go to bed? Do you wear shoes in the house? Rocks and glass, etc. No, rocks don't hurt your feet. Glass exists because humans made glass. Glass doesn't exist in nature. You have to produce it by. No, get rid of the glass thing, and no, you can walk on broken glass. The rocks thing. No, you would just pay attention to where you're walking and not be a fucking moron. Like if you see a rock, what do? You climb over it, go around it, make a tool, destroy it. And be like, hey, let's step on this pile of dog shit. I mean, could you imagine stepping on a pile of dog shit? Oh, you just go, oh, what an idiot. I should have been paying attention to where I was walking. That's what you do. You would pay attention to where you're going and what you're doing so you wouldn't step on glass or in dog shit. However, we as a species have a habit of not paying attention to what we're doing. When I I like to look at people's the front of their shoes to see how many times they've stepped, like made a misstep. People with really nice shoes. People that clean shoes, like what? It's like they've never misstepped. Like, I don't know. People that wear the cleanest shoes, the proper, what do they call the shoes? Wingtips. Like, do you think they just well, I'm going to pay attention to every single little, and I'm going to wear high heels and how am I celebrating my birthday? Um, why did you redact that statement? Why did you retract how am I celebrating my birthday? Well, I was trying to celebrate it with a friend of mine and her child, but she wanted nothing to do with me. She came all the way here just to tell me I was a piece of shit, which was awesome. So that was that. So how am I celebrating it? By trying not to blow my fucking brains out. That's what I'm doing. Just sitting here, relaxing, talking to you. This is all I'm celebrating. And maybe, uh, inspiring people to, not, I don't know, to make the world better. I don't know. I fucking know. I don't know. My birthday was a day and a half ago, I guess. My birthday was actually 42 years ago, so it's not my birthday, but you know, it's fun to say, "Hey, happy birthday to me." Yeah. You get to say it once in a while. You've been depressed before? Oh yeah, join the club. Ain't that fun? Depression's the greatest. It's especially great when you go from oh, you have this really awesome. It's like manic depressive. You just have this awesome thing, and then somebody's like, "Hey, let me just gonna kick you off your stoop. Your look at you. You're having so much fun. Let me just ruin it for you." People that just ruin shit. Yeah, I was like, oh, I have so much expectations for awesomeness, and I was like, no, no, the world's gonna fucking fuck you right in your fucking fuckhole. uh, there's light at the end. I disagree. I don't know why is it got to be at the end? Why does light have to be at the end? Why do they say that light at the end of the tunnel? Is there not light here? Or is this not? Is there not light right here? There's light right there. This is the end. I don't know. Silver linings, light at the end. Uh, I would much prefer just I don't know. Just, what's the it oftentimes seems like people go out of their way to be assholes. I'm an asshole sometimes. I get this. I'm a yeah, I'm a luxurious cunt of a being sometimes. But like I don't go out of my way to be rude to people. But I find it often uh, other humans, what I think are humans, if I accept that everyone's a human, they seem to just they're just rude and just mean and I'm like, well, okay, do I have to go? Oh, you've had a hard go at life. It would suck to be in your position, and I get that. But it's like, damn, some people just really seem like they go out of their way just to be mean and cruel and abusive, and I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, you give somebody a hard time, make a joke, tease someone, blah blah. I get all that. That's play the game. It's fun. It's just like stick around. You gotta. But some people just like, how many people? This whole here. Let's talk about the Ronas real quick, and the people getting the jabby jabs. Let's talk about that and the masks. I seen somebody the other day. Um, People still they wear a mask riding a bicycle in their car. I don't like. Do you really just get it over with? Is that what the purpose of these jabby things are? People are just like, I'm just done. Just go for it. Just hopefully this one works. uh, Hormone tablets. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Hormone tab. Everybody's got different. the chemicals that are dripping through your brain, you know. Everybody different times. There's ebbs and flows and waves to things. Yeah, I accept that. That's you got to go. Oh shit, you can't always you can't always it's you can't always win. You can't always lose either. You know, I can tell you play. I mean, some people are just fucking losers. Like, let's be, people that if you if you go to the casino and you lose all the time, you have a gambling problem. If you go to the casino and you win, people applaud you and go, "That's look at that! I wish I could play poker and do that thing." Like, holy shit, that's a winner right there. Some people are winners, some people are losers. But if you kind of the reason people go to the casino is because sometimes they do win. You just don't notice them when they win, because they win. They're like, they smoke 2 bucks a day and they're just dropping change in there. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win big this time, and then they win $1,000. They're like, yeah, and then they just sit there and keep playing. I'm like, didn't you just win $1,000? Why don't you just go and do something? No, that's you just like to gamble. Yeah. It's really interesting. I don't really gamble. See, I'm rambling, rambling and gambling. never really into gambling. I never caught the hormone tablets. Mm. Isn't the weirdest thing in the world that the people that you would love to apologize to, you never get a chance, and the people that deserve to give you an apology will never do it. Sometimes you get the apology where it's due, and sometimes you apologize when it's necessary. But in the whole thing, like, nah, you're never gonna get it where it came. Like, oh shit, I fucked up there. That was a stupid move. And you're like, it's like if you're driving and you cut someone off, you can't get out the car and be like, oh, and they beep at you like, fuck you, yeah. You can't just be like, hey, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. You're never gonna see that person again. And so what you do in the future is you use your signal when you're gonna change lanes or whatever, and you don't do that again. You just go, oh, this is, yeah, that is how it works. Oh. Hmm. I understand fully why I didn't grope in Texas. Like, I don't know. Do you think? Let me ask a question here. I know this might be a difficult question for some people to respond to, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Do you think people that have guns more often kill themselves? Yeah, I told you it was going to be a difficult question. Or do you think people that don't have guns kill themselves a different way? Like, is there a correlation of people that own guns blowing their fucking brains out versus people that don't own guns, they don't kill themselves, or they just take a long route about it by like overeating or taking medications and medicate themselves to death or whatever. I mean, they just take the long route. Do you think there's a correlation to how quickly someone, like, the people that live in open open carry, what the fuck they call it? Like, if you can just have a gun and it's like just a normal thing, they just walking around like, I got a gun here. Like, do you think they end up killing each other or killing themselves? Is there's got to be some sort of correlation there? No, it's interesting. I don't know how to properly pose the question. There's got to be, there's there's scientific studies and everything. There's scientific studies on like how many times does like the frequency of someone farting to how often they masturbate. There's got to be a study done on that, right? Perhaps. Do you like this painting right here? You seen this? Yeah, you see, I don't know that the easiest way out would be a gun. No, I don't think so. No, I don't believe that at all. Because because you could miss. you could miss the, how you're like, you can't even kill yourself right. No, I if I were to, my move would be to get a boat and 10 friends and just get a briefcase full of drugs and just float out in the sea and just do all of the drugs and just see when it ends. You gotta figure it. You just, there you go. I mean, of course they'll be. Can I, here's the dilemma with that for me. The only dilemma with that is even if you ran out of, even if you didn't do enough drugs to completely, you do enough drugs to make you happy, and then you'd run out of water. But then the problem with me is I already know that drinking piss is not only going to keep me alive and make me healthier, that I end up doing that and then just drinking piss. And I'm like, how did you survive at the sea for 50 days? Like, I just drank my piss. Like, I don't know. Because dehydration sucks. So what do? I hydrate with beer and some piss. I wonder. I do wonder when I do these shows, like how correct the YouTube is, and how many people are here. Why would somebody give this show a thumbs up? I don't know. I mean, if you did, that's cool. I mean, that's obviously not doing anything for my ego, or because I already killed that many times. It's just, is there really 3 people? I don't know. What is it doing? Is it because YouTube just like, hey, as soon as I make a show, it's like, hey, there's one person here. They'll encourage you to talk. I'm like, I know no one's here. I know there's not one person here. I mean, you're here, I guess. I'm not sure who you are. But if I could help one person, oh, here's one of my favorite what would you call it? It's like it's a little mind game here. Okay, you got train track, right? You're on a train, and you can go left or you can go right. Okay, so you come to the fork in the road, and to the left, there is one person sitting there, and to the right, there's 5 people. But the one to the left, the one person on the left, you know that person. To the right, there's 5 people. Which way do you turn the train? You're conducting the train. Which way do you go? Do you run the 5 people over or the one person? And then you have to go, well, you have too many questions, but you don't have time to ask the question. You just go, do you go left or you go right? Oh, you're asking me, am I to give your lunch money and then go without eating? Yeah, I would do that. I don't, whatever. If somebody needs something, what the fuck? If I have it, you got it. I mean, am I gonna give somebody like, without question, I've given someone the shirt off my back, and people have done that for me too. You know what I'm saying? But lunch money, sure, you got to eat, man. Shit, I eat, man. I eat. If I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna eat. Shit, I actually literally have. I'll show you. You know, you don't know me. Look at, I literally have. Look at this. See this? It says eat. This is an E, and I have another one that says A, and then T. Oh, it says T, but I can turn it to eat. Like I already know eating. I fasted for too long. I already get it. Of course, of course, somebody needs it. Shit. Yeah, can you keep going straight to avoid the people? Well, I have an answer to the whole thing that I like, which is I just jump off the train. You fuck it. I have nothing to do with this. Get the fuck away from me. No, I would probably run the 5 people over. I probably would do that. And here's why. Here's my thought: is if you have to make a decision and if there's 5 people, what are the 5 people doing on the train tracks? First of all, and if one of them doesn't see that there's a fucking train coming and tell everybody to get off the track, then I can't. What are you gonna do? The one person might have headphones on. The one person might be looking the other way. So you're certainly going to run that person over with your train. If you go towards the 5 people, how do you get 5 people on a train track to begin with, and that no one's gonna notice and just be like, hey, get the fuck off the train track? I would go towards the 5 people because I think that you would end up not running any of them over. That's what I would do. And there is no. Hey, look at hey. You would go straight. You're the least straight person I know. That's good. Rich joke. Good job. Hopefully, I have one more beer left. Let's see. Let us find out. Oh no, there is not a beer left in my future. Oh. Yeah, what a letdown. What a letdown. Oh. Oh. There's like a build up to something good. Like right now, the perfect thing in the world would be a beer. I like beer. I don't know. I like wine. I would drink wine right now, but I don't want to be whiny. Although I don't know if wine makes me whiny. I don't really want alcohol. I don't like vodka or something. Although it's cheaper, Alcohol, huh? I wonder. Yeah, here's a study we should do right now. Let's do it. Let's talk this out together. Cheap dates. This this is a very important discussion we're gonna have here. We'll call it cheap dates. Do you think it's easier to get laid drinking beer with someone, drinking wine, or going straight to alcohol? Like, which one's going to be what's the cheapest date? Like, is it a shot of beer? Is it a couple glasses of wine? I don't know, because this comes down like if you're dating a man, dating a woman, or a tranny like you. Would you? How would you? What would be the? I've never considered this. This is really interesting. Would you take somebody out? What are your beliefs? I know you're not too fond of science. I guess you are faith. You don't drink alcohol. I'm not faith and science. No, I'm very fond of both of them. Maybe you miss it. I guess you don't know me that well. Do you know my other channel? You don't have a very big channel. This is just like because I said something that YouTube didn't like, and so they shut my channel down for a couple weeks. So I'm doing this over here. Do you know who I am? Like I know you can't see me. Do you even know what I look like? I don't. I'm very fond of both science and faith as long as they're used in the right way. Because science tends to go towards scientism, and I don't like scientism. Scientism is a funky way of looking at karma because most people don't know how things work. So I'm a firm believer in the placebo and nocebo effect and mentalism. I understand mentalism, which I guess steers towards a little more faith in something. However, science has as long as you know what you're doing it for. It's like I don't believe in doctors in the sense like scientists and doctors are this. You say science, you say doctor, you're saying the same thing most of the time. But if you get rid of money, science and doctors look different. They look like shaman, and shaman, they're interested in the well-being and health of someone. You have a bigger channel? Oh no shit! I have a bigger channel. Yeah. This I don't even know how many are on here. I don't know. Well, I got like I don't know 400 people or something on here. No, my other channels. Yeah, even my other channel. Yeah, Zen Atman. Yeah, that's my other channel. I have 3,000 videos on there. People listen to me talk all the time. You literally. Do I always look into the air when I'm thinking? No. Sometimes I look into people's eyes. Sometimes I look at their shoes. Sometimes I don't. There's no. Like you're asking that now because I'm looking here because I have lights up here. Like okay, see the lights right here. I have lights on my wall up here too, and I was just looking at them because some of them are yellowish, and I was considering the colors, and one's like red for no reason. I'm like, why is that red? Oh, then there's like, I was just like, I was looking at. I was just considering. I'll see, and it's funny because I figured you might have known my other channel, which if you looked at it now, I had to take down most of my videos because I said something that was anti-establishment. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure what I said because I'll do a long video and we'll talk about random things and somewhere in there was something that was claimed to be medical misinformation, which I've never claimed to be a doctor. So I can't really, I don't know how I'm going to say I'm going to misinform someone. I wasn't like, oh, I'm a doctor and you must believe everything I say. And yeah, and then I don't know. And speaking of back to what you're saying about science and faith. No, I think you can verify things certainly through a scientific method, and I'm all for that. And you have to have a certain type of belief in something. I don't know what it is. It's like yeah. I find myself more and more these days just going. I can't really explain. I don't know. Like what exactly does anybody need to know? What is it? I could go. Obviously, going a long-winded story about it. I could give you a direct answer to a very obvious query into the nature of what would you like to know? I could tell you how to cook. I could tell you how to cook. I could teach you how to cook. I could tell you how to build a house. Build a house. That's easy. There's not two ways about it. You're like, okay, but oh, I don't want to use wood. I want to use mud. I want a clay hut. I want to steel beams. Like, yeah, okay, we can figure it out. Like, but yeah, pretty straightforward. You can do it. You don't have to have faith in how to build a house. You can just do it. Medical misinformation. Yeah, I mean, think about misinformation, right? We were told first. We were told that the sacred tobacco was sacred, used by shamans and used by all sorts of their ancestors knew well about the spirit of what alcohol and tobacco was. Very familiar with it. And then they put it on the TV. The doctors would be like, "This healthiest thing you do is smoke cigarettes," which they weren't wrong about tobacco. But then everyone started, "Oh, here's let's cut the product. Let's start putting a little poison in there. Let's spray it with chemicals." Coffee is very good for people. Coffee, tobacco, marijuana, alcohol, like all these things, very, very good for the human system. And then they just started, let's just put chemicals in there. And now it's become absolutely like not good for humans. But it's not the tobacco or the beer or the weed or the coffee bean. All of it unto itself is perfectly good. They go, well, that's no good. You drink coffee, smoke cigarettes, and you drink beer, and da da da. Like, well, but the coffee I drink is single origin, non-sprayed. The beer I drink is unpasteurized, unfiltered. Cigarettes are, the spirit of like it's a cigar. This is what. How do we remove ourselves so far from the original source? Don't say any. See, that's hey. Don't say anything to get this. See, that's the thing is my other channel. Um, I don't know what I said. I do show for this many hours. This is what we're 2 hours in. I've done 10-hour shows with people, and I get it. Like some shows, like we're just rambunctious and we just say some weird shit. And it means like there's like 20 people in the room and somebody says something and I just respond to it. And none of those, YouTube doesn't have a problem with that. But some shows, like I do a 3-hour show and people ask me a question and I'm like, hey, here's something about hydrogen peroxide. Here's something about turpentine. Here's something about this or that. And I can't go through all my other videos and go, what is exactly that I said that is not in alignment with the medical, establishment. I'm pretty sure that 100% of anyone, like I look at other channels and I'm like, damn, y'all saying some wild shit right now. This seems to be false. I go watch somebody's channels. They're vegan. I'm like, you realize that's all really bad for you, right? That's not healthy. That's not in line with proper, like if somebody says you should be on a protein diet. I'm like, what does that even mean? And somebody's like, no, you need to eat more meat. And then somebody says, no, you could eat only vegetable. I'm like, somebody's wrong here, and there's misinformation on one of these, and they just exist. And I just say, I don't think that's. I think there's something else here that we should consider. And nope, I just out of nowhere, like 4 videos of mine, like this is misinformation. I'm like, really? I don't know where I claim. I don't know where I claim to be a doctor. I don't remember that because I didn't. Yeah. So yeah, my other channel. If you're not familiar with my other channel, yeah, it's there was quite a few videos, and now I'm presented with the option of either deleting pretty much the entire thing, or YouTube will just find a way to delete it anyways. It's really weird. It's like, all right, delete the channel, which is literally 4 years of work and the tens of thousands of hours information, people that have just contacted me like, Jesus Christ, like what the fuck? Like, how do you know all this? Like, you've helped me out so much. I can't tell you how many people said how much I've helped them out. And then YouTube was like, nah, you said one thing that we don't agree with. And I'm like, but what about the other 99% of what I said? Like, why I still need to know this. Why? Yeah, see, yeah, yeah, that was my, and the funny thing about that is, hold on, I got two thoughts going right now. Why can someone literally bend over and put a flame near their asshole and fart, and that has 1 million views, and that's good information. But if I question the established protocol of the establishment, that's considered no good, no bueno. How? And so yeah, my other channel, I put all of my videos on private because I thought that would make sure that YouTube didn't. And I was going to re-upload them, so I just put them in private, and I was going to re-upload them individually after I looked at them, just to make sure I didn't say anything that was too aggressive or oppressive to people. And no, they still, even though it was on private, so I put a couple videos up. I think there's maybe like 10 videos on there now, which I used to have like 3,000. And so either I delete the majority of my channel, which is fucking terrible. Like, ugh, or I lose the I either get to do it or YouTube's going to do it anyways, which is really, really, really terrible. It's just the stupidest thing. What you gonna do? Is there a conspiracy? What does that even? Like, what's go look up the word. What does the word mean? Everything is a conspiracy. Everything is. How could it not be? What isn't conspiring? If you have more than one thing working with another, it has conspired. That's what it means. It means if you owned a Taco Bell, let's say that, and you have an employee working the drive-thru and somebody taking the order, and then someone cooking the food, and then somebody they have conspired to work at Taco Bell. That's just what it is. So I mean, to be like, well, you've got a conspiracy theory. No, it's not a theory. Like, that's just a fact of how everything works. People come together to do something. That's what they do. So there's no. It's a fact. What? Conspire to do what, though? To do what? To do what? Some people conspire to be a burden, but they don't. I mean, are they? Are they? Everybody could conspire to do something better for the world. They could. I don't get what the. It's like having a thesis and an antithesis. The antithesis to things. Why must there be the antithesis? It doesn't really seem to be that way. If there's a math problem, if there's an answer, there's an answer to a math problem. There is no antithesis to the 2 and 2 is 4. Let's just do that. There's no antithesis to no. Well, 2 and 2 is not 4. It could be 5 if you And you're like, just stop. Just, you're being fucking facetious. You're like, ugh. Ugh. Yeah. Where are we? What year is it? I remember thinking, like in the 90s, I don't know when you grew up. In the 90s, you're like, oh, in the future, there'll be like hoverboards and flying cars and like cities that have, it's going to be like all like futuristic and awesome. And then we're here and we're like, there's so much, there's so much goodness and so much technology and so much, like, there's just, wow. But still the need for people to be greedy is really weird. I can't quite, why are they so greedy? Like how could you, I don't know. How could you want to have all the stuff and everybody else, nah, you can't have so much. Nah, you don't get anything. I'm going to be the decider of how much you get. Like, could you imagine, like, what a, like, honestly, I'll just say it, and I think I'm allowed to say this because a lot of people say this, but like Bill Gates and Elon Musk, what twerps, what twats. Honestly, how much can they have? And the funniest thing about, especially Elon Musk, he owns a company. He's the face piece for a company called Tesla. I've had this conversation with so many people, and I'm like, you think that's good technology? I have to go through this technology thing. First of all, it's not clean. It's not green. Do you know what it takes to make those batteries? And we do all that. But do you know who Tesla was if he existed? Tesla was about giving free energy to people. Free. That was his whole concept, right? Free energy. And then now Elon Musk is one of the richest men on the planet, selling a car called Tesla, which was about free energy. And he's selling it for how much? How much does a Tesla cost? Which is funny enough, getting its fuel from plugging into the wall, which comes from fossil, they would call it fossil fuel. They're not getting it. Why isn't there a solar panel on the car on the top? Why is there a solar panel just charging it? Why you got to just pull over every 200 miles to plug it in and sit there for 30 minutes? And you paid how much for it? Like, what a dumb piece of technology. And the dude's rich because he stole Tesla's idea. Stole it. How do you steal something that dude was giving away for free and then charge people for it? It's absolute fucking lunacy. Now, however, I will remind you that I do not believe that Nikola Tesla existed, and I don't think he was back. If he did exist, he was backwards mapping old technology. But as sits today, right now, if you go see somebody driving a Tesla, I am going to be it's just apparent, like, yes, is it fast? Is it fun? Yes, absolutely. Is it clean and neat? Yeah, of course. But like $80,000 for a car that it just looks clean but isn't, from technology that was about to freeing humanity. Free as in readily available, or free as in $0? Free. What do you think the word free means? Yes, both. Both is the answer. Readily available, like what? I mean, where isn't energy? Energy is available around us, and he was like harnessing it from the ether, from the space, and saying, here's how to do this. Let's just harness energy, and here you can have this. Here's how to do it. You can have this. Here, have some. Here, let me put this light bulb over there. You want light? It's right there. Where did I get it from? Oh, it's there. It's readily available. Free. There you go. And then Then this guy, Lone Scum. His name is Lone Scum. You get that right? Elon, Elon is Lone. Lone Musk. Musk is a stinky smell. Scum, Skum. Lone Scum. So that Lone Scum is making billions of dollars on someone that said, "Here, I would like to offer this free to the world to have, so everybody could be. It's a generous. Here it is. What's up, Jimin? what's up, Jimin? Surprised you found me over here. Yes, I was just I was just considering using a plasma ray gun to blow my fucking brains out, and then instead had a wonderful conversation with whoever Fen only is about why transvestites like Elon Musk and Bill Gates. I wonder if they rub their robotic parts together. Do you think they look like Ken dolls? Like, do they have like, like it's like Ken and Barbie, right? Like Ken, why doesn't Ken have a penis? Right? Was that telling you something? And why does Barbie why is she that shape? I don't get it. But I think both of them just like they scissor together. They just like anagrams. Oh, anagrams, yes. Anagrams, yes. Anagrams, you could figure out a lot about things by anagrams. Hmm. Wow. holy balls of piss shit. So what's up, Jim? What you been up to? Electric cars. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, man, electric cars and steam powered was prior to electricity, and then we have gas powered cars. Steam powered cars were first, then electric cars, and then gas powered, which you combustion engines. Yep. I mean, you see, if compression. So you want me to do this talk right now? Fuck. Compression and combustion. Think of the cycle of your lungs. How's those? Hey, Jimin, how's them arms looking on me? Pretty good, yeah, pretty solid. Compression and combustion. Uh, the world is worked on explosion, explosive force. Where implosive, so that's an explosion, combustion. Where if you compress, the compressive force of something is how your lungs and how the body works. So using steam powered engines, you can press air like like a jet engine. It compresses air. It sucks something in, and then there's no combustion. It doesn't break anything. Combustion is to explode something. Implosive technology. Electric cars came out only when Elon Musk smashed it. No. Well, no. The electric car has been out like 1800s, early, like late 1800s. Yeah, the Tesla car because of Elon Musk. No, nobody was rocking them. Not really. Nobody was really paying attention in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. So it became, now it's like popular. It's like new Tesla. Although the technology was around before your great grandmother was born. I mean to tell you that we had electric cars in the 60s and 70s? No, I mean to tell you that in the 1800s there was electric cars. The first car ever made that we're even familiarized with was an electric car. It was well before Henry Ford and the Model Ts and the combustion engine. Gas combustion came out after. 60s and 70s. Yeah, I mean, what were we doing in the 60s and 70s? But let me look at all the future designs for the 60s and 70s. They weren't using future designs, they were using past world technology designs to show you something was going on. Like, oh, look at this futuristic shit. Oh, yeah. How about the 30s? 1930s? What do you mean? What about the 1930s? Electric cars in the 1800s? Yes, absolutely. I mean, what year was the yeah, Jim, and thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good back and forth. I think fan only listens when they want to, because this is why I'm on here for 2.5 hours. We've had a glorious conversation, but it's like it picks and chooses what to listen to. But yes, say it again: electric cars and steam powered everything. The locomotive. The locomotion, the trains were running on what? Yeah, it was just dirty coal and stuff. It was steam, compression. What do you think they were doing in the cars? Steam, compression, and electricity. It was well before the combustion engine. Did we go to different schools? Yes. Yes. Obviously. I didn't go to school. I didn't. I dropped out of school when I was in 3rd grade. I just said, enough of this. Enough of this malarkey. What else? Thanks for listening, guys. I'm the reason I'm talking right now because if as much as I like to sit and meditate in silence, I'm just like right now. If I was just by myself, I would just I'm exceptionally I don't know, just disappointed would be an understatement of what. Like I think maybe I had too many expectations to have like. What kind of idiot would I be to think that I could have a couple good days in a row? I thought that like life was supposed to be like a big string and sequence of good events, and they'd be like nice, and like everybody's little bumps and bruises and stuff along the lines, but like to be so I don't my fuck it wasn't. I thought that I would celebrate my birthday this year, and most of it was really, really good. And then I was like, no, can't. You're not. Why would you? Why could I possibly have a few days of happiness? No, you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to be happy. Look, what I'm like. Is that something? Is that some deep psychological issue that I'm projecting? Like, no, I didn't. I was just going. Well, I'm having a good day. And somebody's like, "Well, how dare you have a good day?" Like, what the fuck? That's like right now. If I had all of the like Jim and like if I had so why do we have electric cars in this? Well, why do we have in the 1800s and not the 60s? Because it's called the controlling powers of things to the people that are like it's like the whole idea of the patriarchy and controlling and manipulation. It's called the dominator submissive complex. Oh, Jim, and if I did, I would eat it all. I would eat all of it right now. I would have to eat all of it. I can't even tell you. Yeah. It's a dominator submissive complex. So why? Let me try to weave this together for you. they give you a technology and they show you that this is what works, and they go, oh, but if I just remove that and take it away, then I can control and dominate something by saying, well, here, no, you can't have that. Let's give you this instead, because it's more. I can control that. If they gave up control, then what would they have? That's a dominator submissive. So you have a dominator and a submissive. It's not supposed to work that way. It's supposed to be, each one teach one. But that thing about the technology of electricity and magnetism and free energy and whatever. If you give somebody free energy, what do they have? Then they're free to do as they may. But if you don't like what they might do, then you have to maintain a thumb and control over something, because I don't know, because it's because they don't have trust in themselves. It's they're like, oh, here's this technology, and it's and I was like, oh shit, oh no. Now I don't. It's the dorky geekies. They go, well, if let me try to explain it this way. I know I say these things in a very funny way. Could you imagine being not good looking? You got glasses on. You kind of look weird. You're kind of sloppy. You're kind of like a mess. You don't dress well. You don't even know how to dress. You're kind of fat, and you're disgusting. You're a disgusting, filthy prick, right? You got a small dinky dong. You're just not put together right. You know what you do? You would be like, how can I get the girl? How can I get the thing that I want? You'd have to have more of something. If I had a big house, if I lived in a mansion, and I had all of the food and all of the stuff, do you know what what I could have? Right now, I'd probably have like I don't know, 10 naked women just walking around, deciding who's going to suck my balls. Honestly, that would just be what's happening. Now, if you're great idea, it's fun. Yeah, good. Or you could just unto yourself accomplish some things, and yeah. But if you're a disgusting freak, would you really want to hang out with Bill Gates? I mean, you think Elon Musk is like a fun dude to hang with? Like, those people fucking are dorks. But if they have more stuff, of course you would want to be with them. How do they get so much stuff? They must be really good. And so they have a Napoleonic complex, because they want to dominate, because as a child they were fucking losers. They were dorks because their parents were. And their parents taught them to be fucking lackluster material and don't share. They never, maybe they didn't go to kindergarten. They didn't, each one teach one, caring and sharing. They didn't know about sharing. If Elon Musk was about sharing and about what Tesla was about, the cars wouldn't cost $80,000, and you wouldn't have to every couple hundred miles. Why is there not solar things? Shouldn't he just give those away for next to nothing? Why does he have a corporation that is a for-profit corporation? Why isn't it a non-profit? Why not? How much does he need? Three people dead or alive at my table. Well, would that include me? If I chose myself to be there, would that be? There'd probably be there. Yeah. I like the question. Um, I would probably choose musicians. I probably would choose musicians. I don't know exactly who it would be off the top of my head. Yeah, because I've seen. Yeah, I'm just not. I'm not exactly awestruck or starstruck by anyone. There's a few people that I'd be like, holy shit. Like, oh, like sometimes I've met people that I didn't know who they were, and then somebody's like, "Do you know who the fuck that you're talking to?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "Oh, it's so and so." I was like, "No shit, cool." It just doesn't strike me as odd. So there's like nobody that I would like. I'm like, oh my god, if I could talk to that person. Yeah, I don't know. Well, here's the thing is, and to further your question here, who are three people dead or alive? If they were dead, why would I? How could I talk to them? Just put a dead body at the table. They'd have to be alive. I'm gonna bring them, resurrect from the grave. And what if you chose someone like um, that they weren't exactly who you thought they were? You know what I mean? Like Ali Esther Crowley, but the most vicious evil man. I don't know. He wrote a lot of books, but maybe he didn't even do that. Maybe he's another. Like, nah, that dude is just some. That's just a picture of that fucking fat idiot. Manly P. Hall. Manly P. Hall. There's one. I'll give you that. Manly P. Hall, definitely. Um, and it's going to be funny because I'm going to choose. I would probably choose. I got to have one woman in here because there's a chance that I'll have intercourse with her. I probably Alan Watts, Manly Hall, and some really sexy Liana La Havas. How about that? Yeah, because she's sexy as anything. Um, or you know what? At my dinner table, I met this chick yesterday, um, and she has a little pit bull. Now, her pit bull loved me, like just it just like I just playing with it, and she wouldn't walk away, and she was so sexy, she was so fine. But I'm thinking, I'm thinking that the reason she has a pit bull is because she has a boyfriend and they got a dog together. She just happened to be walking it, and I would invite her to my dinner table. She was like, I would definitely wife her up. I don't even want to get married. Yeah, she was like super sexy to me. But I don't I try to step on anybody's toes or anything. Like you get a dog. Like you're not like she was probably like 20, 28 maybe. You don't get a little pit bull for yourself. That's gotta be a relationship dog, which I do consider. You know, when people get dogs in a relationship, it's usually to fix. They're like, if we get a dog, it will fix the relationship. Like that will bind us. Other times, like if you've been with someone for a long time, you eventually like, oh, we should just get a puppy. We should get a. You're like, oh, okay, this is what's up. She didn't seem to be that far into a relationship. I don't know if she just got the dog for herself. Like I would definitely yes I'm envisioning, and yes I'm looking up here because I'm envisioning and I have not even fantasized having relations with her. I have not even done that. You know, usually you look at somebody like, damn, I'd like to eat your butthole, girl, or whatever. Like, I mean, I'm kidding about that. That's not like I'm never like, could I stick my tongue in your anus? I don't. That's not. That's not. uh, Hey, fan only. Hold on. Do you? I'll turn the light on. Hey, Jimin, can you tell fan only that I'm good looking? I mean, be honest. Jimin knows I'm not as good looking as Jimin is actually. Hey, fan only. Jimin is actually a giant German. He's huge. Like he's one of the strongest, biggest. He said that he would beat up. Who the fuck did you say you're gonna beat up? Arnold Schwarzenegger and who else? The Rock. uh, and no, yes, uh, yes, I'm straight. Although there was an opportunity at one point in time where I thought, hey Jimin, if I got this wrong, let me know. But Jimin, he's got a really sexy girlfriend, and Danny Skylark. I thought we were gonna have a foursome, even though we're like wildly in different places. I would definitely like. I wouldn't. I'd slap Jimin on his ass. I'd kiss him on his mouth, but I wouldn't like tongue kiss him, because that's like no. I'm okay with dudes like if someone's good looking, I'll say so. I tried it once. I tried it twice, and it didn't work out. I was just like, there's just too much testosterone. Yeah. Yeah, The Rock. Yeah, The Rock. Instant knockout. Just fucking. Oh, so funny. So funny. Ah, hilarious. Hilarious. You know what? Whenever you guys comment, I get to see like whatever you comment, but I don't know in like what you're responding to. If there was like a time delay, so I don't know what I said was so funny. But yeah, I don't. And also, I don't. Danny Skylark, that was. I really believed I believed a few times that me and her would be like a thing. I figured that was the thing. I really, really believed for a second. That's like having faith and belief in the world. I was like, she's like, she looks, oh, thank you, fan only. If you don't know who Danny Skylark looks like me, and I had never met her, but the weirdest way that we came into, interacting years ago on the internet, and she was like, we look alike. It's really interesting. Like I'd be an ugly woman. I'm not a good looking, but something about her, we look alike. She's like, it's hard to explain. When you look at someone, you're like, why do you look like brother and sister? Like, and that was the first time I was like, damn, if I had a sister, like I might be into having sex with my sister. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna get into like the Freudian and the like having sex with your mother or anything like that. Like, I mean, although I'm adopted, so I don't know for certain that I've never had sex with my mother. There's a possibility I've had sex with my mother. There is, because when I was when I was in my 20s, I had relations with women in their 40s. So there's a possibility one of them was my mother. I don't know. Would there be a thing? Would you like grow up like sucking on the titty like, yeah, when I was a baby, I got to suck on the, that's like the whole Freudian, thing about, I don't know. But, yes. Like, would I be down with incest? I don't know. Yeah, so good, so good. Oh, yeah. I mean, look at it. Doesn't matter if you're into religion or scientific evolution. It doesn't matter. If you really get right to it, everything's ancestral. Everything. You've never not You know, you're like, hey, what's up? What's up, cuz? What's up, brother? What's up, sister? What's up? We go right back to the single cell organism. You know, we blossom out of that. We're all kind of connect. If you know, when you read the Bible, you're like, okay, who's this Adam and Eve character, right? Let's just do that for all you Bible bangers. I love this story for people to give me this little Bible. This is like Adam and Eve. Okay, well, who are their kids fucking? What? Well, Adam and Eve, those came out of somewhere, right? And then they had kids. Wait, there's a whole story there, right? Where? Who were they fucking? They had to fuck each other to make the next generation. Yes. Where'd they go? They went to the land of Nod. It's from Eden to Nod. Well, who was in Nod? I thought that Eden was the only place. But let's just start. Let's just forget about that part. We're going to Nod. So, I mean, there must have been somewhere else. There must have been other people. Then you'd have to throw your entire book out the window. But nobody read the Bible. Everybody that smashes you in the face with the Bible hasn't read the fucking thing. I don't even know if most of them know how to read. So everything is incestual. Everything's incestual. Show me a passage in the Bible where somebody and so and the 800 years old and the daughter unto the man and here's some sheep for this. Like, where did they come from? Didn't they all come from the same rib of the rib? What about the Jesuits and the genitals and the Jews and the Gentiles? Wait, the Gentiles? The genitals. Interesting. Now I'm just saying weird words because that's what I do. I'm very good at speaking weird words, and I like alliterating as well. If you're not into alliteration, So we'll have a moment here, and we'll just breathe and relax, find center. Here's your purpose. I don't know what it is, but here you are. Just a moment. Recollect ourselves into the center of the universe. Well, who else up in here? So Jimin's here. Fanoli. What's who else is? Apparently, according to my side over here. I don't know if I'll leave. I don't know if I'll leave this one up, or is it just like a free chat for you guys? Oh, Fanoli. Jimmy, what the fuck are you doing, man? What time is it for you? It's got to be, what's it, Sunday at like noon? It vanishes from my mind that some people are not in the same city as me. Like, I don't expect everybody to be but I expect the time zone to be similar. You're just chilling. Yeah, you should. We should just do all of the MDMA, all of it. I'm just. Yeah, why not? I don't really. Jim, I must say, it's 11:55. That's noon. Yeah, about noon. All right. I don't really have much to live for anymore. I'm at the end of my wits with how things are in the state of the world in general. What? That's okay. Yeah. I see. What's the story about the dude? He's got nothing to live for, so he goes to Mexico and uses his credit card and just gets all just cashes out his banks, that whole thing, just gets all the money. He goes to Mexico and does a bunch of cocaine and fucks a bunch of prostitutes and decides life is worth living. Should be enough for a few days. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna. Oh yeah, and also thank you, Jimin. You had sent me something. Yes, thank you for the birthday gift. That that paid for me to eat a sandwich. Oh, actually, I bought a friend of mine a sandwich, and then she proceeded to tell me that I was a giant piece of shit. Drove around aimlessly and told me I was an absolute waste of life, which I didn't at all see coming. I didn't see that happening at all, and no, just so my life is not worth existing. I am a stain on humanity. That's why I'm talking right now. I'm trying to talk myself down from fucking just I just can't even understand how like what I don't do you know those times, Jimin, when you do nothing, you don't know what you did, and then somebody looks at you like, well, you should know what you did. You're gonna, and you're like, but I don't. You just go, oh fuck, what did I? And then what's funny is probably, and they'll consider like, okay, they're gonna find a way to make themselves feel better about being an asshole to you, even though you didn't do anything. Like there was nothing, and like, or maybe perhaps they go, oh, sorry, I was emotional and I was, hey, we all have those times, right? You know, where you like. I have, let's see, there's 10 people here, right? 10 people that I have relationships with. And one person pisses me off. And we have a bad fucking go about it. And like whatever, something happens. And then like that relationship will spill over onto my other relationships where I'll take it out on someone else. You know what I'm talking about? Where you take out your anger and animosity and on someone that doesn't deserve it. And you're just like, fuck, sorry about that. Like, that wasn't you. You didn't do that. I was projecting about something else. And I've done it plenty of times. But it just happened to me, like, in such a degree where I had nothing to do with whatever the fuck is going on in their fucking environment. And I couldn't even, and I was like, oh, cool. I could help you with something. Like, hey, well, and then there was literally nothing I could have said or did right in the moment. There was nothing. Literally nothing. You know, Tinder? No. Actually, no. This is a friend of mine for 20 years. Best friend in the world. And proceeded to tell me that I was absolutely fucking a waste of life. And I was like, I don't know what exactly happened, why that. And so right now I'm like, if you have a best friend tell you that you're a piece of shit and you just don't deserve to live, like, I mean, like, yes, am I exaggerating that part? Did she say I should die? No, but essentially that, like, I have absolutely no value, like that I add nothing to the world. That can sting, you know. No. I mean, nope. She's no. I mean, you know who she is. Like you've probably seen her. Best friends. I mean, the reason that I exist. You know, I don't want to say the reason I exist is because of, but no, we've you know somebody for, you know, you date them for a long time. You're together, live together, blah blah blah. You know somebody. Yeah. Hmm. And like yeah, like right now, like okay, let's see, let's talk about hmm, let's talk about behavioral mechanisms. Let's talk about addiction and things. Like right now, I don't need to do anything. I finished my beer. Would I like a beer? Yeah. Am I going to do anything about getting another one? No. If I had a gun, would I put it in my mouth and pull the trigger? Probably. Would I, if I had a bunch of Molly or drugs, would I take them? Yeah, probably. But what am I willing to do for it? No, I'm not. I guess I'll just sit here and be completely. It's so obscene. Like fucking. I I had so many really gorgeous encounters with human beings. Just going, wow, it's really fucking delightful to meet somebody that has that kindred spirit, and then to be just insulted and assaulted by people on some bullshit, like on some real deal, like bullshit, like nothing. Like I just here. Let me cause a problem for no reason. It wasn't, because if you're on a subway and you see the person walking around with a rat on a leash and they got like a birds and the pigeons and crackheads and like a crackhead's gonna act like a crackhead, like a literal fucking like their hair's wild and they're like, "Argh," they're like they smell like a puddle of puke and poopy. Like that's gonna happen. And you just go, okay, well that's not gonna really affect you because like that's just a stupid crackhead on the train. But when somebody that you know isn't a fucking crackheaded retard acts like a crackheaded retard to the degree that you just go, there's what do I do now? Like what's the solution there? Like well, how do I even what? That's where I'm sitting right now. What's up, Sin? What you doing? My best friend. Yeah. Oh no, I've known her for 20 years. Dated her for much of that, and now she has a boyfriend, baby, and a baby with that one, and it's a long story, but I've told the story before. I don't feel like going over the entire thing now, but yeah, it's basically and best of all, it was like I just thought that maybe I could have a happy birthday. No, I had a happy birthday with everything except for fuck you. Fuck you. You're an absolute schmuck. Like cool, good job. Here's how insane it got. I'm sitting there. She's driving, and she's just driving aimlessly, yelling at me with her baby in the back, yelling at me about why am I yelling that I'm disturbing her child, while she's yelling at me, driving aimlessly to nowhere, and going, where am I? I was like, we were literally like one turn away from where we were going, and now she's like just driving into nowhere land, yelling at me, telling me that I'm yelling. uh, uh, well, I mean, I get that. I just don't want her to feel that way, and like, but I don't know where that like. Mm. I'm highly disturbed right now. Usually when I'm doing these shows around here, I'm not. I'm doing it because it's fun and because people need something from me, and I can help them. And right now, I'm beside myself, out of my mind right now. Like just, I'm I would never have considered myself like upset, disturbed, confused, or I know that at times I'm slightly I can become perturbed and yeah, but like right now I'm just like mm. Like when you just it's like literally there's nothing I could say or do because and I swear it has to do with the. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you if you guys want to know. I'm pretty sure it's because of the thing that I'm not allowed to talk about in here because it will get my channel. It's with the jab, the experimental thing that they're jabbing people with. That thing. I'm pretty sure it has a lot to do with that because I have my opinion on it, which is based in quite a bit of due diligence and research and study. And because I care about people, I would say I probably wouldn't do that because someone I know, I don't know, I don't think they would tell me if they did, but I can tell that they dislike my knowledge on it whilst they are to tell you the whole story would be hilarious. If you, some of you know me, I told you probably 2 years ago that banking institutions would become obsolete. Banks won't exist the same way in the future. And if you were, say, to know someone that worked at a bank, I said, well, they should probably consider finding a different employment because that job is not going to exist. And then that occurs, you can't be mad at me that I just said I'm not a prophet. I can't see the future, but that's just the way of the world. There's no room in the future for money changers. They even said in the Bible, even Jesus hated those motherfuckers. Jesus was flipping tables over, right? No, they're not going to exist. They can't. It doesn't. Money is different. Money is different. You say that, and then all of a sudden the person's like, well, that should happen. Oh, I told you. What did you think? What did you think? You think I was just saying that to be like? You think I tell people? Do you think I tell people to go drink distilled water and drink your piss? Do you think I tell people this because it makes me money? No, I tell them because it helps them and heals them. Because I know. Because I drink distilled water in my urine. I drink piss. I drink beer because it's good. I like it. I like the effect. There's liquids that will help you. Am I selling you a bottle of my piss? Am I selling you a distiller? Am I selling you a beer? No. I'm making no money off of that. If it helps you and you get something from it and you give it to me as a gift, I appreciate it. I thank you. But like, I'm not out there like, well, check out this product. If you just spend $5,000 on getting a, like what kind of dorky, dumb bullshit is that? I'm just saying, like, if I gave you $5 today, do I expect $8 in return tomorrow? I wouldn't think so. But if you worked in a bank, it was working with inflation, interest, and income tax, and and you'd be like, oh, capitalism is the best. I'm like, nah, you're not understanding how it works. It's a pretty simple cycle. Did I take it AP economics? Yeah, I get it. But do you like what's this? What are you not getting here? explain it to somebody, and then I'm the asshole because what, I made that happen? No, that was the system. The system was designed to collapse. You can't. Oh, it's a J curve. You can't. There's no infinite. You can't. It just ends. Like you can't. It's called novelty theory. Everything has become so novel. You can't. There's nothing else that could be invented that was not already have been invented. There's nothing new. Even the clothes people are wearing the same clothes they were wearing in the 70s and 80s. Yeah, you see people wearing neon clothes. What were people wearing in the 80s? Neon clothes. It's a 30-year cycle. They're just wearing. Now, if you evolve that concept to monetary system and what these institutions are, I'm just fucking frustrated. I mean, how many times can I explain this shit to people? And I explain it 1,000 different ways. Oh. Yeah, I hear you, Sen. I am. Yeah, I'm just reading your comment right now. Yeah. What's I don't. Yeah, that's funny. You said the word shedding. Yeah, it's a very. I'm. That's where I am right now. What time is it? Like, can I just I just want to go. I just want to go. I want to go to the park and play with the ducks. I just want to say hi to them. I don't know, man. I don't. I've never felt claustrophobic, and I just that's just like it's just so un. I forget who somebody said to me, couth, the uncouth. Have you ever use the word couth? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's couth. No, see, yeah, saying yeah, it's hard to let go. Yeah, it's that's the good part of uh fucking sex relations is there's like a place you can just get your whatever it is out of you, like just aggression, like or love. I mean, it happens in a lot of different ways. I never was only a few times in my life did I ever have. Did you ever have like the angry sex where like, yeah, I want to fuck the shit out of you? Ugh. Only a couple times ever. Most of the time it was because like it's like intimate, like this feels good for all of us. 99% of the time. Only a couple times did I ever feel that way. Right now, like I haven't had an intimate relation with any woman in about a year and change. And it's like I don't even know. It's even worth it. I wish only fan over here asked me earlier like if I was gay or bi or something. I wish I was bisexual. I really wish I was, because it would give me an opportunity at the whole thing. You know, I don't gotta just look at chicks. I can be like, hey, maybe fuck a dude. Too bad I don't really like now. I'm almost I've almost, it's asexual and apathetic. Like it is. I've really considered the idea of like I want that like robot made that just hello, I will whatever you like. That would be perfect. What is the purpose of relationships with anyone anymore? Do you understand? Like, what is the purpose of having a relationship? Like, what is it? Just for the struggle? Like, I don't like struggling. It's just stupid. It's like, oh, but if the more you struggle, the stronger, you like, no, I don't see that. It's just tiring. It's lost. Like, I think people have lost their humor, and it's starting to affect and impact me in a sense where, like, I like to have a happy joy funny whatever, and everybody else is just like, they've become humorless. I mean, yes, of course, there's pockets of people that are perfectly, just, they're funny and they're fun, but it's like, oh no, it's like, what's the problem with fun? Okay. There seems to be a set of people that just their life is about just not fun, just not fun. Like, I there's a responsibility, I got this and this and that, because I mean, what the fuck? Uh, it's so funny. I could put together some herbs, and I have all of the. But it's not gonna. I already know it's not gonna. It's not gonna actually fix anything. I could make a decoction. I could make a tea, make a tincture. I could do all this. I could. It's right there. I could I could take a bath and salts and burn a candle and put some sage, but it's not going to fix the dilemma, which is, uh, oh, just the you sit here and you go, all right, the world is a fucking weird place. So sometimes it's enjoyable, sometimes it's a little, crazy, weird. I don't know. Well, all right. Can I just close my eyes and sit underneath the Bodhi tree and make the television news media go away? Can I do that? Yeah, I can do that for myself, but everybody else is infected with it. Can I watch the news? Can I observe the TV shows and not be infected by it? Yes. I look at it differently. I just go, all right, that's what it is. Everybody else, it just oozes into their brain. They go, well, that's what the people on the news media said. It's the popular opinion these days. It's like why? When did popularity? I thought that stopped after high school. Like, there was no popularity contest. No, still is. Still a popularity contest. What popular opinion? What's popular opinion these days? Is the popular opinion that Florida and Texas was correct about not having any? You could go and not have a mask on and go to the football game and enjoy life and do whatever, just have some, just clown around, goof around, just, hey, what's going on? And everywhere else is like, okay, okay. So in New Orleans, the mask mandate is at they had here's funny, they had 3.3 levels of, yes, 33, no, nothing symbolic there, no, 3.3 levels of how open the city would become. So they just, like, arbitrarily make stupid ass fucking rules. And right now we're at the, you can go to a bar, you can go to, everybody, you can, no mask anywhere. The only place you need them is in municipal buildings, and like, just a couple stupid rules. But I still see people wearing them and going into their cars with them on, and then I see people go into, like, they're riding a bike. I was watching a person ride a bike, running in the park, wearing one. What is? Uh, I'm just, yeah, just I get I thought that things would be like life would be like this. You just you go through life and it becomes better and more like, hey, look at we're evolving, we're becoming prosperous, and just look at the beauty, look at all the look at the growth that's happening, and so isn't the tree beautiful? But instead, just reminded time and time again that people are stupid, selfish, naive, ignorant, fucking like just beyond belief, and it's and then get reminded it's your fault that everyone's like that. Don't worry about everybody else that listens and says thank you, and I get no, don't worry about that. It's because one person goes, fuck what you said, fuck what you do. It's like it's there's you have to wear a mask, and this is why it is, because that's what the science says, and it's popular opinion. That's what I'm trying to hone in on that for people. It's popular opinion according to who? Because you realize there's people that have literally written the scientific thing and why that's a bad idea, and even just if you were just not even pay attention, if you were just to think for a second, what does an elephant wear a mask? Elephants don't get the fake ass bullshit that's going on. I don't know. How about a Pikachu? Not a Pikachu. No, they don't even exist, right? Okay. How about pick an animal? So they're just. Oh, they did come out and say that a wolf. Yeah, dog got one. A dog got sick with the thing. That's what they said a while ago. That's what they said on TV. So that must be true. So you should put one on your dog, because that's what a dog would do. Dog would be like, well, looks like everything is sick out here in the world. We should put a hockey mask on a wolf. I don't understand what's happening here. Jogging with the mask on, yeah, Jimmy. It's still like, would you, if we're getting better as a species and we're becoming more aware and conscious and and like, hey, love and light and all of this good stuff, how is where it's 2021, right? Which should be better than 2000, right? So there's another 21 years, right? Which would have been better than 1950. We only had black and white TV. Now we got full color TV, HD, the whole thing. But now we've become so absolutely so astute, so completely intelligent that we have to put masks on a 3-year-old. I seen somebody that had their 3-year-old with a mask that matched their outfit. And if you would have saw that a year and a half ago, you'd have been like, that's child abuse. You shouldn't do that. And you'd probably say something. People jogging with a mask on, you're like, well, what do you, like, you're jogging, which is stupid to begin with, and you're going to put a mask on? Yeah, just can't even right now. Can't even. I feel like I can't even. I don't even know what to do about anything. I used to think that you go through your day and you so here, help where you can, be an inspiration. Now I'm just like, I don't know. It's like there's literally no use. There's no use. There's no helping. There's no fixing. There's no anything. There's just like everything is a big pile of fucking massive shit. And yeah, and I'm trying here. I could just go into meditation mode. By not trying, I'm actually doing the best effort possible, which is meditate and go. Nothing exists. Nothing. What kind of timeline it's in? Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. like, do you know how people when they have like anxious? Usually they'll do like one of these things. Or they do like a. I don't really have those things, but I feel that way right now. I sometimes when I see other people like so I was at a bar earlier, and the person that was working, I could tell was probably had like 6 cups of coffee. They had that anxious energy, and so I could feel that energy off of them. But I've been seeing that in a lot of people lately. They're the anxiousness of people, and because see, I'm trying to be apathetic and not empathetic. See, empathetic is where you feel everybody else's emotions, and I'm like, no, I just can't do that anymore because it's overwhelming feeling everybody else's it's barely their emotions. It's like I'm feeling their stupidity. Like literally stupid. It's not even it's not funny. It's not ignorance. It's just literally I don't know. What is it like the constant clamoring for I don't the death urge. It's the demiurge. Is that what it is? The demiurge? The no, I don't think it's a demiurge. It's a death urge is more appropriate. Right? People just yeah. You see in your workplace, yeah. You know what? It was really interesting too because there was a couple people because I was chilling out. I put my hair down today. I put my hair down. I was wearing a nice tunic. I had the whole thing going on, and I got to interact with so many cool people, and and I could tell people were like calmed by my presence, but at the same time, I was when you put your hair down, like you're ingesting everybody else's kind of whatever their frequencies are. I don't think I can do that anymore. I don't think I can. It literally it was so much that it was I have to put my hair up like this. I can't go out. I don't know. Like I'm trying to attribute um my uh general energetics right now to something simple. Application of here's how something functions. It's an engineering. It's a mental engineering. I think that this is why this happened, right? And I'm trying, and I know that's not it. It's just literally the outside environment, as above, so below, inside, so without, all that. No, it's not. It just isn't that simple. I've literally been on this kick of going, hey, it's a good day, good interactions. I let's yes, let's do that. So if I put good energy out, I'll get good in return. But then right after then just it's like, nope, I'm gonna slap you in the fucking face with the rest of the environment, the rest of the world that is just how how are people so oh I'm I'm trying there. This right. Thanks for listening to whoever's listening to my ramblings. I'm just trying not to just like right now. I just want to fall over and die. Quite literally, quite literally. Like I do. I truly give up. I don't really whatever. There's nothing to do. And it's so funny too. It's like oh, I was hanging out and so many. I mean, had so many good relationships, so many good interactions with people for the last few days. But then I'm just presented with "fuck you, you're an idiot, and your life has no value." Uh, I do. I'm considering. I'm considering what would the world be like if I wasn't here, if I didn't exist, if I wasn't doing this right now. you guys would still be here. You guys would still be existing. You wouldn't be like, oh, there's no Zen. Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe somebody would be like, oh, shit. But I mean, if I just wasn't here in the world at all, if I just vanished, just dipped out of reality, it wouldn't really matter, would it? It would have no effect on anyone whatsoever. And in fact, it's been described to me that if I didn't exist, it would be better. It'd be better if I didn't exist. The world would be a better place if I wasn't here in and of it, because it is not is. I don't benefit. Like if there was a cost versus reward scenario relationship thingy, that I'm more of a burden on humanity. That I'm more of a burden on humanity than I am a help. The cost of me being alive is too much. That I should probably have to pay to be alive, and not be paid to help people, because my help isn't worth it. What I do for people is not enough. That people that work at a motherfucking McDonald's drive-through have like that are handing you sodium rich salty French fries and Coca-Cola with the fake ass fucking burger thingy, that they have more value. They have more value to this world than I do. That's a fact. That's what I've been. I don't get it. That's how. I mean, of course, if you have a job working at McDonald's or a fast food place or whatever, yeah, you gotta make that cash. You gotta make that dough. You gotta, it's just something. You gotta do it. I get it. But like that, someone has pretty much convinced me that that is what I that at this stage in the game where I am, that everything that I know and everything that I do isn't enough, and that I'd be better. My purpose would better be served as with the fucking just at a shit restaurant shoveling shit to people, because what I do does not. That's just what I'm presented with. And thanks to whoever's here, you're keeping me from like just I don't know, running down the hall naked and slamming my head against the fucking a brick wall. I mean, that's about it. I say weird things like that. Would I really do that? No. What? Damn it! If I'm not fucking perturbed right now. See, some people go to like psychotherapists and all of this, and they go to this is my form of therapy sometimes. This is my diary. That's what people used to do. They used to just write a diary or a journal or whatever. This is my version of that. Most of the time, it's not for me. It's not me doing it to like just say something. Most of the time, 99% of the time, it's because somebody wants me to do a show and they need my help with something, and thank you for this and da-da-da. Like right now, I'm doing it because if I don't just speak and say something right now, I'm just like, how do we accept? I'll just say it again. How do we accept the TV, the media, the news, the the idiots, and like, how do we accept them telling us what the reality is? How do we accept their story? I walk down the street and I see all sorts of people doing all sorts of things, having all sorts of relationships with the world as an entirety. But then you have these people that go, no, but this is what they said on the TV, so that's the right thing. The TV said you should go and put a mask on and take experimental bullshits and just stab yourself. You should do that. That's your accepted reality. And I'm like, no, there's a healthier thing. Check this out. Nope. Nope. How do we accept that? How do these people they accept it and then they encourage it? They encourage the utter, the nincompoopery. Thanks, Sen. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Building a picture due to my emotions. I get you, man. But like right now, it's a little overwhelming. Hmm. Huh. All right, yeah, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna listen to some music or something. It's been a pleasure. Uh, oh yeah, I mean yeah, yeah. If you can't, you can't just hold on to shit, man. As per usual, go out and enjoy yourself. Enlighten the world, help if you can. I'm obviously at a point where I don't. I've been um, just that I apparently don't help the world. But go try it for yourself. Maybe you can help the world. And if you want to help me, dollars are helpful. Um, yeah, PayPal, Cash App, all that bullshit. Thanks, appreciate it. Thanks for listening. I'm out of here. I gotta go do something, but do this. Meditate or something. Meditate on a fucking. It's like a dump. I don't know. Peace out, everybody. Good to see you, Sin. Good to see you, everybody else. Toodles. Eat some noodles.